I stole someone else's reincarnation ticket. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 26. He is really stupid. No wonder Wu Xianqi made sure that no one was in the dormitory and closed the door. Such shameful words, if others heard them, they would think that Li Yang had some special fetish. That's enough, no. If you don't add my aunt today, don't even think about walking out of this door. Are you fucking mentally ill? Didn't you tell me to stay away from your aunt before, Wu Xianqi? He didn't know that his aunt knew so many girls, each with a pitiful life story, waiting for him to save them. Otherwise, how could you be so shameless today? Alice, fellow Taoist Li, the situation is stronger than the person now. I have a handle in someone's hands. If you don't agree today, I will die tomorrow. Can you bear it? I can bear it. No, you are not sincere in saying this. You know I am good at the art of looking at key. Can't you say bad things about me in front of your aunt? I did. Then what? It seems that the more you say about my aunt, the more excited she gets. Wu Xianqi really didn't know what was going on. He was exaggerating and made Li Yang a disciple of the demon sect. Then repeat what you said about me from beginning to end. After repeating, I will add her, okay. When the two walked to the cafeteria, Wu Xianqi told the whole content of his chat with Bai Qing. Li Yang was not surprised at all. This guy might do such a thing in order to prevent himself from being his uncle. At the end, Wu Xianqi himself was embarrassed. Li Yang saw him gritting his teeth, and suddenly remembered that this guy would not lie. I have never lied in my 2 lives. At most, he would just make up a little bit of the plot for certain things, or just say half a sentence. He doesn't have the brain to make up a story from beginning to end, otherwise he wouldn't get 200 points every time he takes an exam. Science is indeed a bit difficult, but getting 200 points is not something you can do with your hands. You have to be smart. There are so many multiple choice questions, and if you just rely on being confused, according to probability theory, you can get around 120 points. For Chinese reading comprehension and composition, if you talk nonsense for a few sentences and make up the length, it is not a problem to get 30 or 40 points in total. In other words, it is equivalent to giving away 150 points as long as you take the exam, and you can get another 50 points for the rest, without using your brain. Anyone who uses a little brain can get 50 points more. Generally, 350 to 450 is a watershed for science, which is equivalent to the basic score of normal high school students. Arts need 50 points more on this basis. However, the advanced level of arts is a little more difficult than the advanced level of science. The scoreline for key liberal arts universities is generally 10 points lower than that for science, and the scoreline for Tsinghua University and Peking University is also 2 or 3 points lower. Of course, Li Yang was not thinking about these things, but something Wu Xianqi said yesterday afternoon. You played basketball after school last night? Yes. Did you meet Zhang Bangsha on the basketball court? Yes. Believe it or not, Zhang Bangsha really went to the basketball court. Then what? Then I was playing basketball, and my phone was next to me. She took it and played with it for a while and then left. Li Yang, Wu Xianqi saw that Li Yang had not agreed to his request, so he whispered, "Don't force me to beg you in the cafeteria. If the elders of my family knew that I found a brother-in-law for them, the consequences would be unbearable." Li Yang took out his phone and said, "How can I not give face to my eldest nephew? Add him immediately." Wu Xianqi, I endured it. For Xiaomani. He saw with his own eyes that Li Yang found Bai Qing's QQ and sent a request to her. At this moment, he was completely relieved. Dao Ali, I have one more thing I want to ask you. Have you practiced dual cultivation with Zhang Bangsha? The reason I said is because of what you called me just now. Fuck. Bye, I'm going to class. Wu Xianqi grabbed the unfinished bun and ran out of the cafeteria. I've already added you as a friend, so why should I sacrifice my dignity? At this time, Bai Qing had already approved Li Yang's application to add him. Honey, I miss you so much. Can we have dinner together tonight? And watch a movie together? Can the midnight show be okay? By the way, I can have ice cream today, Li Yang replied. I just didn't finish my words, and your nephew ran away. I didn't even want to add him. He's rebellious. Husband, don't be angry. I'll let him go back right away. Since adding Bai Qing as a friend, the mobile phone in Li Yang's pocket has never stopped vibrating. It's just that the shape of the mobile phone is wrong, otherwise it might be developed into other uses, and friends like Baiqing would be very popular at that time. Wu Shianqi never came back, but just sent a message to Li Yang. After he returned to the dormitory, he began to take photos of the questions he didn't know how to answer and sent them to Zhang Bangsha. At around 8 o'clock, Zhang Bangsha, who was studying for the first time, replied, "I have solved the first few questions. I will send you the solution process later. If you don't understand, I will explain it to you tomorrow at noon. I worked on the last question for a whole class, but I haven't found the solution yet. It must be beyond the scope of the syllabus. I will give you the result tomorrow at the latest, okay? I'm not in a hurry. Questions beyond the scope of the syllabus are generally not tested, right?" Li Yang tried his best to act indifferent. Zhang Bangsha said, "It is indeed unlikely that this kind of question will appear in the college entrance examination, but the solution to this question is more complicated. I will record the whole thinking process so that you can understand the method of solving the problem." Zhang Bangsha could solve the previous questions at a glance, and there was no way to provide Li Yang with the route from the beginning. Real teaching is actually teaching thinking. "Master Zhang, I haven't bought a ticket yet, and you are taking me on the bus now. This is a hidden skill that requires time and effort. Master Li is so polite. Let's make progress together. The head teacher is coming." Then Zhang Bangsha's profile picture turned gray. After about half an hour, Zhang Bangsha's profile picture lit up again. Sent a message to Li Yang, "I was scared to death." Just now during class, the head teacher suddenly appeared and took away Wu Shianqi's phone. He also called him to the office to stay for half the class. "What happened?" "He probably lent me his phone. I'm sitting in your seat now." Without a deskmate, the head teacher won't get the news so quickly. Then Wu Shianqi took the blame. "Haha, that guy deserves to be scolded, Master Li. He was scolded because of us after all. Isn't it a bad idea for you to gloat over his misfortune? You don't know what Wu Shianqi did. After school yesterday afternoon, he actually chatted with me in your name." "Ah, he actually did such a thing." "Yeah, luckily I found out early and finally tricked him." "How did you find out?" "It's very simple. You must have gone home with your family at that time. How could you get his phone?" "Then I lied to him and said that the code between us was Dad. Do you know what he did to trick me? He actually called me Dad." "Master Zhang, he's here." "Haha. He's really stupid. How could he not see it?" Chapter 27. You should wait for me at Kyoto University. "Master Zhang, I want to ask you a favor. You also know that Wu Shianqi and I have a good relationship. For the sake of his dignity, from now on only the two of us will know about this. Then you work hard and get more than 550 points in the college entrance examination, and this agreement will be automatically established. What if you don't make it? Repeat your grade and try to get 600 points, and that will also be established. What if you still don't make it? Then repeat your grade. Still haven't passed? Continue to repeat your grade. What if you can't pass it for 4 or 5 years? Then you can wait to be called Teacher Zhang. After I graduate, I will take the teacher qualification exam and supervise you personally." "Master Zhang, let me ask you another question. Will reviewing for me really not affect your grades? Believe it or not, I already know how many points I can get in the college entrance examination." "How many points?" 675, with an error of no more than 10 points. "I also know how many points I can get in the college entrance examination." "Huh? How many?" Zhang Bangsha didn't expect Li Yang to be so confident. 450. The upper and lower errors are no more than 300. "You are just being a hooligan." Zhang Bangsha's own range is only 665 to 685, but Li Yang directly came up with a range of 150 to 750. Is this a range? This is to find a limit. Although they are both the same theory, the senses are simply heaven and earth. Li Yang said, "You are the same, aren't you? I can't imagine that you actually think you can only get 665 points. If you really get this score, I will be stabbed in the back by an unknown person at midnight on June 25th. You know that. How could that be? Won't the results be released at that time? You can check the scores at 11:45 p.m. on June 24th. In other words, once the scores are out, if you get 665, I will only have 15 minutes to live at most. Then why don't you find a place to hide? Hide your ass. You must get more than 685 points this time. Do you hear me? What about you? How much do you want me to get? 580. Li Yang, every score of Zhang Bangsha is not casually said. At first, I wanted to get 530 points, which is the best score for repeating the year, so that I can go directly to the best repeating class, which is not only free but also has a living allowance. Later, when I heard that I would not repeat the year, I wanted to get more than 550 points, because with this score, I can go to Jiangsu to study in a fairly good second-tier university. Now, she wanted to get 580 points in the exam, which was clearly aimed at Beijing. The competition for universities in Beijing has always been fierce. Even if you pass the second-tier line, it is useless. You must use the first-tier score to study in the second-tier universities in Beijing. Of course, some undergraduates with special professions are not included, such as hotel management, fashion colleges, or schools with extremely high tuition fees of 17,000 to 18,000 yuan a year. Okay, if I can't pass the exam, I will go back to school. At worst, I will wait for you to teach me in person, then I will wait for you in Beijing. Wrong, you should wait for me at Beijing University. After the evening self-study, Zhang Bangsha secretly hid her mobile phone and came to the gate of the senior high school campus. There was already a car waiting for her here. She got in the car silently. As usual, Dao Ying didn't say anything and completely regarded herself as a pure driver. Sitting in the car, Zhang Bangsha was still thinking about the question that Li Yang gave her. She was solving the problem throughout the evening self-study, filling up 2 pages of rough paper, but still couldn't get a result. She knew that there must be something wrong with her method, but she couldn't think of any other way. She has always been clear that if she can't solve a problem in 2 hours, she can't solve it in 2 days. If she can't solve it with the knowledge she has learned, it means that she needs to use what she doesn't understand. She looked at Dao Ying. This stepmother is very good at mathematics. In recent years, she has expanded her knowledge points beyond the textbook. But she didn't want to ask Dao Ying for advice. When she returned home, she continued to lie on the desk and started to solve the problem. This time she changed her way of thinking. When Dao Ying brought her a midnight snack, she wrote another full page of rough paper. There is a result, but the result is definitely wrong. Zhang Bangsha has been doing the problem for so many years, and she can basically tell at a glance whether it is the correct result. The process was bumpy, and some data must have been overlooked, but she was in the fog and couldn't see clearly. Xia, eat first. When you finish your meal, your mother will call you. Zhang Bangsha put away the rough paper and brought a bowl over. She always felt that Dao Ying was very scheming, otherwise how could a stepmother specifically notify her biological mother's phone number? The more generous Dao Ying behaved, the more Zhang Bangsha felt that she had some intentions. But she couldn't hate him. Dao Ying was so considerate to her. An executive of a listed company with an annual salary of hundreds of thousands was willing to be her driver and nanny. After she finished her meal, she went to the master bedroom and found Zhang Yaoding lying down. Zhang Yaoding took the phone and handed it to Zhang Bangsha, saying, "Your mother must want you to go abroad again. It's not as good as you imagined. Don't agree to her, okay?" Zhang Bangsha took the phone. Zhang Yaoding spoke again. "Did you use someone else's phone to contact Li Yang at school?" "Yes, but it has nothing to do with that classmate." "I borrowed his phone," Zhang Yaoding said. "Then don't go to school in the future. Stay at home to review in the last 20 days. Zhang Bangsha paused as she was about to dial the number. She hesitated and finally said, "I want to go to school." "What's the point of going to school? Have a bullshit love affair? You studied for more than 10 years just for such a short feeling." "I just feel that I need a goal. If I don't have a goal, I don't know what I'm studying and who I'm studying for." Zhang Yaoding sat up from the bed. "Who are you studying for?" "You're studying for yourself," Zhang Bangsha said calmly. "If it's for myself, I think it's acceptable to go to an ordinary university. It doesn't have to be Tsinghua or Peking University." "Then are you worthy of your efforts over the years? Are you worthy of your Aunt Dao's hard work over the years?" At this time, Zhang Bangsha's number had been dialed. Zhang Yaoding held back his temper when he heard the voice coming from the other end of the phone. "Baby, what are you doing? Mommy misses you so much." "I miss Mommy, too." Zhang Yaoding got even angrier when he heard these words. Especially since Zhang Bangsha had rarely smiled at him in the past few years, but she smiled so sweetly at a woman who had abandoned her husband and daughter. That woman had never fulfilled her responsibilities as a mother, and she was with him just to use the resources in his hands to fulfill her dream of studying abroad. In these years, what else had she done besides persuading her daughter to study abroad? She even forgot her child's birthday. But in the end, such a person is the daughter's favorite. A few minutes later, Jiang Bangsha hung up the phone, and the smile on her face disappeared in the shortest time, as if nothing had happened. He felt that all the grievances he had suffered over the years were in vain. Xia, there is something I wanted to tell you after the college entrance examination, but before he could continue, there was a sudden and urgent knock on the door. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28, You are the only one who is a white lotus, right? Your Aunt Dao and I have another child, and we didn't get married 3 years ago, we got married 4 years ago. At that time, because you were not long away from the high school entrance examination, I wanted to hide it from you for a while, and it happened that your Aunt Dao had just given birth to a child at that time. I know that you have always been a little indifferent to your Aunt Dao, and we have never blamed you. I originally planned to wait until you took the college entrance examination before telling you that you have a younger brother, but I feel that the time is ripe now. If you want to fall in love, then go ahead. If you want to go to any school, that's fine. If you want to listen to your mother and study abroad, that's fine. Jiang Bangsha didn't think about these things. After all, she had no idea about children. She was still a child herself. When she left the bedroom, Dao Ying caught up with her and said, Xia, don't listen to your father. As long as you don't want to, there will be no fourth person in this family. At this time, Jiang Bangsha couldn't listen to it and replied directly, for me, you are already the fourth person. Dao Ying was stunned and almost let Jiang Bangsha disappear from her sight. She called Jiang Yaoting while walking. Yaoting, take the car keys down quickly. Xia has already run out of the community. Okay. Jiang Yaoting was angry, but after all, she was his biological daughter. Even if he was angry at this time, he had to ensure Jiang Bangsha's safety first. It was the middle of the night, and a little girl was outside. No one would be at ease. He took the car keys and went downstairs. After getting in the car, he turned on the air conditioner. The cool temperature calmed him down a lot. He didn't turn on the air conditioner at home before. It's not that he was reluctant, but he lived in a house allocated by the Education Bureau. It was an old building with poor sound insulation. When the air conditioner was turned on, it made a buzzing sound, which affected Jiang Bangsha's study. So the family has formed a habit to turn on the air conditioner after Jiang Bangsha is done. Of course, the slight heat in the room was not the main factor. The main reason was that Jiang Bangsha treated her irresponsible biological mother with a smile, but was cold to her caring and considerate stepmother. Jiang Yaoting was annoyed when he thought of his ex-wife. He was even more annoyed when he thought of her tempting his daughter to go abroad all day long. What kind of person is she? Doesn't she know what's going on? He was a migrant worker abroad, and he wanted to send his daughter to suffer? There was no parent in the world who didn't like the obedient and quiet Jiang Bangsha. Even if she was disobedient, Jiang Yaoting maintained the utmost patience. It just so happened that today, two troubles came together at once. While talking to Dao Ying to confirm the location, he drove towards that place. A few minutes later, he saw two people, one in front and one behind. Jiang Bangsha was in front, and Dao Ying followed behind. Jiang Yaoting drove to the side of Dao Ying, stopped the car, lowered the window, and said, Ying, you get in the car first and see how far she can run. Dao Ying said helplessly, why can't you bear it in the last few days? Can't we wait until she finishes the college entrance examination? Jiang Yaoting said unhappily. Did you see how ecstatic she was when she talked to that woman? Does it mean that everyone in the world except her own mother is harming her? What else can that woman do besides learning a lot of American hypocrisy? Has she given Xia a penny for living expenses in these years? Has she bought her a gift? She calls her baby all day long. Isn't she still fascinated by you, Jiang Yaoting? He said awkwardly. I was young at that time, haha. In today's words, he is a scumbag. Half an hour later Dao Ying got out of the car and called Jiang Bangsha several times, hoping that Jiang Bangsha would go back, and everything else could be discussed. But it was useless. Another half an hour later, Jiang Yaoting got out of the car to call Jiang Bangsha, and the result was the same. After getting in the car again, Dao Ying said, it's probably too late now. Let's change someone. Who? Can we call all the relatives from our hometown? Give him another 10 minutes. If he doesn't get in the car after 10 minutes, he will be tied up and taken back. Dao Ying immediately stopped him and said, "You will only make Xiaoxia's rebellious psychology worse. Go find Zuning." Zhang Yaoding frowned and said, "Is she suitable? What's wrong with that? She is a teacher at number 1 middle school and a student you sponsored. She has always treated you as an elder all these years." Xiaoxia is now defensive against her relatives. If she changes to Zuning, maybe she can relax. "If you can't speak, I'll call her." Zhang Yaoding didn't speak. 2 minutes later, Dao Ying couldn't help it. "Are you afraid of losing face? If Xiaoxia gets into trouble, you can't get your face back." This sentence made Zhang Yaoding determined to call one of his students. Zhang Yaoding, has a wide network of contacts in Jiangcheng. Many teachers at number 1 middle school in Jiangcheng were his students back then, especially those who graduated from some normal universities in recent years. On Monday noon, when Li Yang was eating in the cafeteria, he learned that Zhang Bangsha didn't come to the classroom. Zhang Bangsha didn't reply to his message today, and he thought it was because she was too busy with classes. After all, yesterday was a self-study class, and except for Liu Dao who occasionally went there, other teachers rarely went there. After eating, he didn't go back to the dormitory, because a few guys in the dormitory were a little weird, and kept asking him if he had washed his clothes. Damn, he got goosebumps all over the floor. He was going to wait until those guys went to class before going back. He found a corner and called Liu Dao. After a while, the call was connected, and Li Yang said, "Teacher, you are not being righteous. I'm not on the classroom anymore. There's no need to kill me, right?" For Liu Dao, Li Yang's call was equivalent to provocation. Yes, Li Yang, the worst student in the class, ruined the best student in the class. How many students from Tsinghua and Peking University can he bring out in his lifetime? Even though his teaching quality is very high, the elite class he is in charge of this time does not have top results, so he will still have to substitute for the first grade of high school next year. He is almost 50 years old. He has been in high school for several times, from the first grade to the third grade, and only met Zhang Bangsha now. As a result, Zhang Yaoding called early this morning and said that Zhang Bangsha would not go to class before the exam. He was immediately disappointed. Li Yang dared to call now? Kill you? Li Yang, the thing I regret most in my life is that I gave you a chance. I should have expelled you at all costs. Li Yang's troubles definitely reached the standard for expulsion, and even the approval of the Education Bureau could be ignored. However, the school accepted the approval of the Education Bureau and withdrew the signed expulsion application. No one wants to offend the Education Bureau because of a student. Now there is no way. After all, Li Yang has already registered in December. Even if he is not allowed to come to the classroom, the school still has to be responsible for his college entrance examination. Liu Dao, you keep saying that I am holding the class back. How much have I held back? Besides me and Wu Xianqi, aren't there several students with scores around 530? I don't think I've ever scored less than 460, right? Is this considered holding back? If I leave, other students won't hold back? When the elite class was divided, all the students were in the top 60 in the school, but you forced them to be ranked in the top 300. Over the years, have you never reflected on whether it is your own problem? Is it that you simply don't have the ability? Is it that you opened a back door for your daughter and let her sit at the same table with Zhang Bangsha, causing trouble for Zhang Bangsha? You are now pushing all the responsibility onto me. What else can you do except show your incompetence? I have given you enough face. You didn't fight back when I was beaten or scolded all these years. It seems that it is all other people's fault, and you are the only one who is an idiot. Write one chapter first, and the remaining chapter will be updated at 2 p.m. Thanks to Shuanggu and Moyulishan for their 1,000 coin reward. Thanks to 2020302211624574 for their rewards. Thanks to the brothers and sisters who voted for the monthly ticket, Mua. Chapter 29, disgusted by my own hypocrisy. Li Yang was not prepared to have any intersection with Liu Dao, so he was too lazy to care about some small problems before. It was not worth it to make enemies with people who were destined to have no intersection. After all, as a class teacher, some words can be regarded as responsible. But it is really shameless to push all the problems to himself. He is over 40 years old. Doesn't he know that it takes two to tango? Is it illegal? Or did the two kissing in public cause adverse effects? None of them. They just took advantage of the lunch break to discuss some issues together. During the formal class, he didn't ask Jiang Bangsha to reply to him. Jiang Bangsha herself knew what it meant during class. Everyone was trying their best to abide by the rules, but what was the result? Li Yang, you want to rebel? You are worthy. Li Yang hung up Liu Dao's phone directly, and then went to the grove to continue looking at the questions. He couldn't contact Jiang Bangsha, and didn't know where Jiang Bangsha lived. It was obviously Jiang Bangsha's family who took action. It was not so bad last time. When sending Jiang Bangsha back, she might have been seen by her family. But in the past week, they only met yesterday at noon. After doing a few questions, the phone rang. He took it out and saw that the note was Zuning. Of course he knew Zuning. After all, he had a lot of interactions with Zuning and Jiang Cheng in his previous life. Of course, he had her phone number mainly because she was his geography teacher in the first semester of his first year of high school and from the same village. He entered Liu Dao's class after the division of liberal arts and science classes in the second semester of his first year of high school. He had to study politics, history and geography in the first semester of his first year of high school, and the full score was 1050. At that time, Zuning was just a fresh graduate of the normal university, and they were from the same village, so it was normal to leave a phone number. After all, even if he was a dog, he only promised Wang Manqi that she was the only girl in his QQ, but he didn't dare to promise that she was the only girl in his mobile phone address book. But it seems that he is still in high school now? Zuning is not divorced, and he hasn't married yet. He couldn't remember why Zuning called him at this time in his previous life. After answering the phone, he was thinking about how to talk to Zuning. After all, it was inevitable that it would be a little embarrassing. Then he heard Jiang Bangsha say, Li Yang, this is Jiang Bangsha, where are you? In the grove next to the dormitory building. Why did Master Jiang call me with Teacher Zhu's phone? I didn't bring that phone with me. Just a few words. Li Yang felt that the matter must be complicated. First of all, Jiang Bangsha didn't call him Master Li, which meant that she was in a bad mood. Secondly, the phone was bought secretly, and even if she went out, she would definitely carry it with her to avoid being discovered by her family. The only possibility is that she hid the phone after returning home, and left so suddenly that she even forgot about the phone. Are you with Teacher Zhu now? Yes. Wait for me for a while, I'll find you right away. Li Yang, fortunately, he didn't let himself go to find her, otherwise he would inevitably meet Zuning. He really didn't have much impression of Zuning in her 20s. After all, Zuning in her 30s in her previous life left him with such a deep impression that his subconscious mind covered up the age of 20. About 10 minutes later, Jiang Bangsha came over. Then Li Yang found with embarrassment that Zuning was following not far away. However, only Jiang Bangsha came forward, and Zuning stopped at the entrance of the grove. 25-year-old Zuning. That kind of classical and elegant temperament, has nothing to do with me. Master Jiang is still the best. Zuning is a sick person. Jiang Bangsha's bright little face, bright and gentle eyes, and the sweet smile that often appears at the corners of her mouth. When Jiang Bangsha got closer, he found that all these were gone. Jiang Bangsha was still wearing yesterday's clothes today, which was very wrong. Jiang Bangsha does have a lot of similar styles, but she basically changes every day in summer. Wearing yesterday's clothes means that she encountered something last night. And there was a haze between her eyebrows, and her usually bright eyes became dull. Li Yang walked over and said, "Who bullied our Master Jiang? It seems that I was too lenient with that guy Liu Dao just now. No, I have to call him again to scold him, huh?" Jiang Bangsha was shocked. Li Yang did what he said. He took out his mobile phone and called Liu Dao again. The moment the call was connected, he cursed, "Liu Dao, you bastard, I really gave you face, didn't I? You are always trying to do those dirty things all day long, and you are not worthy of being on the stage in your life." After cursing, Li Yang hung up the phone without giving Liu Dao a chance to refute. Jiang Bangsha was stunned. "Are you crazy? That's the class teacher," Li Yang said nonchalantly. "What's wrong with the class teacher? Besides, I'm not his student anymore, who cares who he is? I used to give him face and call him the old class teacher. If I don't give him face, he is nothing." Jiang Bangsha's heart was pounding. Although this call was made by Li Yang, she felt that it was no different from calling herself. This kind of behavior of going against Yan Gang is definitely the first time in his life. Also, Li Yang didn't even ask about the matter. He just saw that he seemed unhappy, and then he stood up for him regardless of everything. Li Yang stood by and saw with his own eyes that Jiang Bangsha's eyes became bright in a very short time, and even seemed a little excited. Don't tell me if it's someone like Zuning? No, 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 not that. I dare not imagine what the scene would be like when Master Jiang and Zuning were like that. Jiang Bangsha asked hesitantly, then do I have face in your place? Master Jiang must have face, and it's the kind that he has to give? Jiang Bangsha smiled and said, then hurry up and review. Today, Master Jiang will also give you face and give you all the good things I have treasured for many years. Here I come. On the stone table in the grove, Jiang Bangsha picked up Li Yang's paper and began to get into the state. While Li Yang was waiting by the side, he hung up Liu Dao's phone several times. At the same time, he also received a message from Zuning. Li Yang, I have to go to class. Don't let Jiang Bangsha leave you. I'll pick her up after class, Li Yang replied. Teacher Zhu, don't worry. Did something happen at Jiang Bangsha's home? It's just some minor conflicts, but you can go directly to my house. Jiang Bangsha lives at my place. I'll make a disc for you too so that she won't run away all the time. Her family will be worried, but I don't know where Teacher Zhu lives. Li Yang was a little disgusted by his own hypocrisy. Damn, he knew it so clearly that he could still remember the fire hoses in the stairs. Chapter 30 I can easily lift 106 caddies. Angry Liu Dao couldn't get through to Li Yang, so he could only call his parents. Unfortunately, Li Yang's parents were working at the construction site at that time. Even if they answered the phone, they didn't have time to call Li Yang back. They would wait until they were done with their work. Of course, there was another biggest reason, which was that they were used to it. They just wanted to make more money now, so that Li Yang wouldn't hesitate after he got into the third-tier college. But it was highly unlikely. If that boy really loved his parents, he wouldn't have gotten to such a point now. How about I go back during the 2 days of the college entrance examination, Wang Qiping said as she handed the template buckle to Li Liqin on the platform. They didn't have much vacation time here, so they were rushing to finish the project. She and her man had an area to be responsible for, with a total of 31 floors, and the foundation had just been laid a few days ago. Together with another group of people, they had to complete the template of 1 floor in 3.5 days, and start pouring concrete that afternoon. After one night, they continued to pour the next floor the next afternoon. In total, 1 floor was built in 4 days. The area allocated to the 2 people, calculated by floor, cost 2,700 yuan per floor, which was equivalent to more than 300 yuan per person per day. She was a drag on Li Liqin. After all, they were not as strong as him. Generally, 2 men did about the same amount of work, each doing half. But she could only do 40% at most, while Li Liqin had to do 60%. But when she was here, Li Liqin could save money, otherwise he would spend all his time eating and drinking, and he would not be able to take much of the hard-earned money he earned in a year back home. Before, when Li Yang was still young, Li Liqin couldn't stand working for 2 months a year when she was at home. He would go back and forth all year, and only bring 20,000 or 30,000 yuan home, and there would be nothing left for the new year. Now that she is here and can cook, it not only reduces Li Liqin's living costs, but also improves his living standards, and Li Liqin doesn't have to complain about wanting to go back. But she only stayed with him for more than 2 years, and at that time she was worried that Li Yang would not be able to adapt to high school life. As a result, Li Yang became a bad person as soon as she left. Although he saved more than 100,000 yuan in the past 2 years, if Wang Qiping were given another chance, she would rather her family live a tight life. But by the time they knew about this, it was too late. When she went home for the Spring Festival 2 years ago, she stayed at home for more than 3 months, just to accompany Li Yang and see if he could study normally, but the result was still the same. Li Liqin said, "How can I have time to go back? It takes a whole day to go back and forth. What will I eat if you leave? What will I do for work? Go out and buy some food to make do for 2 days. If you want to work, find a job. Now the job is expensive. They want 400 yuan a day, and they are very slow. 1 is not enough. You have to find 2. You have to pay for everything." If Li Yang behaved better, Li Liqin would not hesitate. Losing this little money is nothing. He is a generous person. Before Wang Qiping worked with him, he spent more than 100 yuan a day on food. This is why he could not bring much money back every time he went home for the Spring Festival. He did not work much, and only did 60,000 to 70,000 yuan a year. He had to spend 10,000 to 20,000 yuan on food. In addition, he sent another 10,000 to 20,000 yuan home on weekdays. At the end of the year, he could bring back 20,000 yuan, which was considered not to be messing around. If he goes to the card table again, takes a bath, or something, he will not bring any points home for the new year. Wang Qiping heard this and said nothing more. It is better to earn money by herself than to give it to others. If your son is admitted to a third-tier university, the family can afford the annual expenses of 30,000 to 40,000 yuan. Anyway, the ceiling will be reached in 3 months. He will go back after the ceiling is reached. It depends on whether he will go to university or repeat the year. Zhang Bangsha admired Li Yang's determination. In just a few days, he didn't know how many questions he had done. The improvement was very obvious. Although he was still far from being excellent, this guy didn't even know how to use several variant formulas of trigonometric functions at the beginning. In just a few days, he could apply some relatively advanced knowledge points. Especially when it comes to functions, he seems to have that talent. He will learn it after being taught once. She didn't do much of the 2 review materials given to him before, because she had done most of the questions in them. As a result, Li Yang had already done 2/3 of one of them. No matter whether the questions were difficult or simple, he did them all. There may be some mistakes in it, but this attitude is really not something that ordinary people can compare to. When the bell rang for the end of get out of class, Zhang Bangsha knew Zunying was coming, so she said, "I haven't solved the probability problem yesterday. I'll think about it when I go home tonight and come to tell you tomorrow." "Okay, are you going home tonight, Zhang Bangsha?" "Probably not. I'll stay at Sister Ning's place for a few days. Teacher Zhu asked me to go to her house to find you tomorrow." "Ah, really?" Li Yang said hesitantly. "I heard that she has a dog at home, and I'm afraid of dogs." Zhang Bangsha hurriedly said, No, she doesn't have a pet at home. Someone must have made it up." "Really?" "Yes, don't worry, just come. I'll wait for you there tomorrow." Zhang Bangsha saw that Zunying had already arrived nearby, so she hurriedly stood up. Li Yang smiled and said goodbye to her. He was just talking nonsense just now. After all, Zunying's words didn't count. It all depended on Zhang Bangsha's attitude. Master Zhang knew how to care for people and knew that it was uncomfortable to be in the woods. How nice it is to be at home. There's a bed and a sofa at home. He was also going back to the dormitory. After all, the mosquitoes in the grove could kill people in a while. As a result, as soon as he stood up, he heard Zunying shouting, "Li Yang, come here and help me hug the books." Li Yang was stunned on the spot. He was not mentally prepared to hear this sentence, and his attention was not there. He heard it as, "Come and hug me." Damn. He turned and looked at Zunying, and Zunying raised the book in her hand, and he reacted. Feelings are books. He hurriedly ran over with a smile and took the stack of books in Zunying's hand. However, these books looked familiar to him. "Teacher Zhu. These are books for the science class. Aren't you teaching the liberal arts class, Zunying? These are Xiaoxiao's books, don't you recognize them?" "Haha, I felt that this stack of books was very familiar from a distance." Zhang Bangsha, Li Yang is really thick-skinned. For Zhang Bangsha, even if she knew Zunying, and had known her for a long time. But when she thought of Zunying's identity, she still didn't dare to take the initiative to communicate, nor would she say anything exaggerated. Li Yang followed behind Zhang Bangsha and Zunying one step slower. Zunying was different from Zhang Bangsha. Zhang Bangsha's beauty could be appreciated by everyone. Although Zunying was not as pretty as Zhang Bangsha, she had a classical sense of fragility and maturity. Once you appreciate her, it was a fatal beauty. Slender, but with invisible fleshiness hidden. The 3 of them walked together. After a few minutes, Zunying asked, "Li Yang, are you tired? If you are, I can help you carry half." Zhang Bangsha reacted and said quickly, "I'll help you carry some." Li Yang shook his head quickly. No, it's just a little more. It's less than 20 kilograms in total. Even if it's 106 kilograms, I can lift it easily." Zunying's legs suddenly went weak. Chapter 31, Break her cold appearance and you will be greeted by fiery passion. Zunying lived in the teacher's apartment, which was also assigned by the school. The apartment building was only 6 stories high, and Zunying happened to live on the top floor. Li Yang had no feeling about the surroundings, because even after 10 years, it was still the same. After Zunying opened the door, the layout inside had not changed much. There was a total of more than 30 square meters of space, a bedroom, A small living room connected to the bathroom. She didn't cook, so it seemed quite spacious. A desk and a small sofa in the living room had already occupied half of the space. Zuning pointed to the desk calmly and said, "Put it on that desk. Remember to come back around 7:30 tomorrow, okay? Thank you, Teacher Zhu." Li Yang put down the book and nodded quickly. Zuning said, "I also saw it with my own eyes. You are really studying hard, otherwise I wouldn't give you this opportunity. I hope you can seize the last 20 days. Yeah, thank you, Teacher Zhu, for your trust. I will definitely not let you down." Then go back quickly, soon. Li Yang said goodbye to Zhang Bangsha and left the apartment. Zuning closed the door. Both she and Zhang Bangsha were panting as they climbed up to the 6th floor in one breath. And Li Yang didn't breathe deeply from beginning to end. Zhang Bangsha spoke at this time and said, "Sister Ning, thank you." Zuning finally smiled. "What's there to thank me for? This is school. What else can we encourage if we don't encourage studying? But you have to promise me that you can only study and not fall in love, otherwise I won't be able to explain to the teacher." "Yeah, I definitely won't. Anyway, there will be plenty of time in college in the future. Then drink some water first. I'll go to the cafeteria to get you some food later." Zuning had to rest for a while. On weekdays, she would wait in the office, wait for the students to finish eating, and then go to the cafeteria to buy some food. Today was a special case. Li Yang had eaten in the cafeteria, and just opened the door of the dormitory. She saw someone staring at her clothes hanging on the balcony. Or underwear. Fuck, what the hell do you want to do? When did these roommates become so perverted? Why didn't I notice it before? Feng Ping said stealthily. "Li Yang, tell us the truth. How far have you and that beauty developed?" "What beauty? Fuck, you still want to hide it from us? The woman who was with you in the box set on the day before yesterday, huh? What's wrong? Is she your girlfriend?" "No, Li Yang can't afford a woman like Bai Qing. If he finds a girlfriend like that, he will have a heart attack. After all, sildenafil has certain side effects on the heart, and it is absolutely unbearable to take it every day." After he said this, the 4 animals in the dormitory became excited instantly. "Li Yang, are we brothers?" "Yes, have a cigarette." Li Yang stretched out his hand, and 4 cigarettes were immediately handed over, and then surrounded him with flattering faces. Li Yang sat on the edge of his bed and said, "Tell me, what's the matter with you guys? Hey, introduce that beauty to us." Li Yang hesitated and said, "Are you interested in her?" The 4 animals nodded in unison. Li Yang hesitated again and said, "Actually, it's not impossible, but there is one thing I want to explain in advance. I gave you her QQ. No matter what time, you can't betray me." The 4 people patted their chests and said, "Don't worry, this guy has no other advantages, but he is stubborn." Li Yang said, "Then I feel relieved. By the way, let me tell you 2 more things. That woman is actually very cold on weekdays, but as long as you can." He grasped the air with his hands, and then showed a weird smile. "As long as you can get her, you should know how much you will gain. Understand, understand, understand?" Li Yang continued. "Then who wants it among you 4? Let me make it clear first, it will only be given to one person, me. Fuck, I haven't had a girlfriend yet." "Li Yang, give it to me, I will buy you a pack of cigarettes." Furen Wang, Bai Qing's charm can be seen from the 4 animals in the dormitory. Obviously, he has a girlfriend, but he can shamelessly come over to ask for contact information. "You 4 should discuss it first, and tell me when you are done." After Li Yang finished speaking, he went straight to wash up. The 4 of them were communicating furtively. After a while, Dong Hao, who had no girlfriend, successfully got the only chance after paying all kinds of prices. Li Yang gave Liu Meng's QQ number to Dong Hao without hesitation, and told him, "You must work hard to break her cold appearance as soon as possible, and you will be greeted by passion." "Understood," Dong Hao nodded. Then, the 4 of them went to class, and Li Yang continued to practice questions. Everyone was happy about this matter. Liu Meng, that guy, simply inherited Liu Dao's shortcomings perfectly, and his means of reporting on others were first class. Today he chatted with Zhang Bangsha for a few words, and he never expected that the first time the 2 of them got into trouble was because Zhang Bangsha's deskmate Liu Meng saw her take a cup of milk tea back to her seat. A cup of milk tea. Liu Meng directly told Liu Dao that Zhang Bangsha was in love with him. "Damn. How much do you need love? Now I'll send you a passionate man." 2 hours later, Li Yang folded the page where the dozens of questions he had selected were located as a mark. These are all the types of questions that he and Jiang Bangsha will focus on tomorrow. When his roommate came back, he was ready to go to bed. Anyway, he couldn't concentrate on the questions if he was making a lot of noise, so he might as well conserve his energy. Before going to bed, he took a look at his phone and found that Bai Qing had sent him more than a dozen messages today. Fortunately, he had turned off the vibration reminder of QQ messages a long time ago, otherwise his legs would be numb from the vibration. Hubby, this is the third day you have ignored me. I'm so angry with myself for not hugging my husband tightly. My chest hurts because of anger. Hubby, can you help rub it for me? I'm so bored today. The company insisted that I go there, but I don't want to care about anything except my husband. Hubby, can you accompany me? Hubby, you must have had a hard time at school today. If you want to eat something, can I send it to school for you? A lot of meaningless words. If you really have this idea, your period will not come next month. However, the recent messages still attracted Li Yang's attention. Honey, I tried to compose a song based on the lyrics of your song. I'll sing it to you tomorrow, okay? I promise you, this is really my first time. I want to give my first time to my most beloved husband, I swear on my conscience. Picture the photo is a selfie of Bai Qing. But her face is not shown. A hand is placed on the chest. The hand seems to be exerting force, and some undulating curves are created. Li Yang's idea of selling songs to make money was about to die, but now it seems to have a little sign of it again. Is that song worth money? Chapter 32. This kind of a question is beyond the syllabus, and the college entrance examination will not test it. Bai Qing leaned against the bed, her legs slightly arched, staring at the screen with eyes that seemed to have materialized light. Li Yang finally replied to her. How much is a song worth? That depends on the person. If it is Jejo's exclusive lyricist, one word is 8,000 yuan, and the lyrics of a song are worth millions. But for people who are not famous at all, if they meet someone who appreciates them, they can give a few thousand yuan or 30 or 50,000 yuan, and if they meet someone who doesn't appreciate them, 50 yuan is more. It's useless to think that you write well, all creators think they write well. She immediately said, my husband wrote this song, so it must be worth a lot of money. Li Yang, how much can it be sold for? It's a priceless treasure in my heart. Even if you ask me to buy it for 10 million, I won't refuse. On the contrary, I think it's a good deal. Li Yang, then sell it to you. Unfair, I really want to buy it. My husband will wait for me for a while. When I take control of the company, I will give the money to my husband. Li Yang, it's worthless, right? How could it be? It's really valuable. The main reason is that I don't have that much money now. Otherwise, we can release this song together. We will definitely make 10 million. If we don't make that much, I will give my husband as much as he needs. Li Yang, forget it, go to sleep, husband, I'll sing it for you. Husband Bai Qing looked at the phone and was not too disappointed. At least Li Yang talked to her today, but Li Yang wanted to make money, and she didn't want to give it now. Although the company's shares cannot be sold now, she still has millions of pocket money, so she can afford it. If she said a few tens of thousands of yuan, Li Yang would definitely sell it. At this time, Yang Shanshan walked in while blowing her hair, wearing suspender pajamas. Miss Bai, how come you are still a fangirl? I have ignored you for several days, you can just block me and leave. She had seen the message Bai Qing sent to Li Yang, which was so humble. But the other party didn't even pay attention to her. Bai Qing smiled and said, the harder it is to chase someone, the more it means they are worth chasing. Yang Shanshan, what the hell is this theory? So licking dogs is the right way in the world? Then just reveal your identity. How many men in the world can refuse you? He already knew it, huh? Reject a rich woman like you who is worth hundreds of millions and 32D. Yang Shanshan herself was so shameless that she stayed here for tens of thousands of dollars. It was hard to imagine that Bai Qing would be rejected after revealing her identity. With Bai Qing's face and figure, it was outrageous to be rejected. Bai Qing explained, I'm only 18, what's wrong with 18? Even if you're 8, you know how good money is. If you spend hundreds of thousands, anyone will come to you and lick your ass. After blowing her hair, Yang Shanshan jumped directly onto the bed, came to Bai Qing and hugged her. Bai Qing tried to avoid her, but Yang Shanshan said, let me touch you. I haven't touched you for a few years. I miss you so much. No, no. This is for my husband, then get him here. Yang Shanshan didn't touch you, which was a pity. Bai Qing chuckled and said, "Why do you want to get him? We just met. I'll try to collaborate on a few songs with him first, and then play games for a while to cultivate our relationship." "How can you be so careless when it comes to dating?" Yang Shanshan rolled her eyes. "Who is it that keeps calling me husband over there, as if he wants to send himself over through the screen? Now you tell me to be reserved? Are you sick? It's not the same thing. He doesn't have any dependence on me yet. If I give him everything, he won't realize how important I am, and he may not always treat me well in the future. I've already found out that he is not very optimistic about getting into college, and his family situation is not good. When he slowly realizes the importance of a rich woman like me, things will be much simpler." Yang Shanshan had a headache after hearing this. She said directly, "Why are you making so much trouble? Anyway, you have money, so get him first and enjoy it first. At worst, you can kick him out and find another one after a while. Don't you have plenty of boyfriends?" "There are plenty of boyfriends. There's only one guy in Aviation Road." Bai Qing could already feel Li Yang's desire for money, but he just kept pretending to be aloof. If he takes the initiative to talk to her, it would be too easy to seduce her with his expertise. "What is the number one guy on Hankoong Road?" "I know a lot of people, but I haven't heard of anyone who dares to touch the area of Hankoong Road. Our high school students nowadays so awesome. Hey, come on, play games with me. I really have no interest in your shitty games, but that's 50,000 yuan a month. Yes, my dear boss, I think I didn't know myself clearly before. I'm actually an internet addict." No, you should call me boss lady." "Huh? The boss is Li Yang." Dao Ying was cleaning up Jiang Bangsha's room. Actually, there was nothing to clean up, just preparing to send Jiang Bangsha 2 sets of clean clothes. Then, she found a mobile phone among a mess of clothes. This was not Jiang Bangsha's original mobile phone. She gave Jiang Bangsha a 5S last year, but now it was taken away by Jiang Yaoding. She turned on the phone and unlocked it. She knew Jiang Bangsha's unlock password, which was her birthday. There were basically no apps in the phone, only a penguin. She immediately guessed that Jiang Bangsha was using this phone to secretly contact others. She subconsciously opened QQ, and immediately realized that it was not right for her to do so, and quickly returned to the desktop. She felt very uncomfortable. Even if Jiang Bangsha was really in a relationship, she would not force her to this extent. It was nothing more than that she dared not tell her family anything. Even if she was wronged outside, she was afraid of being criticized by her family. She could imagine that if Jiang Bangsha was bullied by a man after falling in love, and went home to tell her, Jiang Yaoding would definitely be even more angry, and even criticize her. Isn't this all her own fault? From the hiding of the phone, it can also be seen how sensitive Jiang Bangsha is. Jiang Yaoding's voice came over. "Have you packed your clothes? It's getting late. I'll be there soon." Dao Ying turned off the phone, stuffed it into the pile of clothes again, and then put it in a bag. She had no interest in prying into Jiang Bangsha's privacy unless Jiang Bangsha took the initiative to talk to her. Otherwise, what would happen if she peeked? It is nothing more than proving how many things the child has hidden from you. Nothing more than making yourself realize that the sense of boundary between you and the child is getting bigger and bigger, creating a psychological gap for yourself. She came out with a bag, handed it to Jiang Yaoding, and said, "Hurry up and send it over." Jiang Yaoding took a look and said, "No need to bring so many, I'll let her come back tomorrow." After that, he was about to take out the clothes in the bag. Dao Ying quickly covered the bag and said, "I finally got it done, don't mess it up. Besides, how do you know what clothes Xia needs? These are all specially matched by me, and they are not heavy in the car. Do you still expect to save some gas money and get rich? Okay, you've been busy all day, so take a rest." "Yeah, okay." After sending Jiang Yaoding away, Dao Ying did not go to the bedroom, but sat in front of Jiang Bangsha's desk and began to look at the problem that Jiang Bangsha had not finished. The problem was a bit complicated, but she could still understand it after just one look. But it didn't matter whether she could do it or not. What mattered was how to make Jiang Bangsha understand this problem. The knowledge points involved here are definitely beyond the syllabus for high school. If this set of knowledge points is explained to Jiang Bangsha rigidly, it will not be easy for her to understand. Any difficult point is actually a fusion of countless simple knowledge points. Even the courses in college are extended on the basis of elementary school to high school. The extension is easier for people to understand, otherwise why doesn't anyone teach calculus directly? Similarly, when she directly said the integer function involved in this question, Jiang Bangsha could only understand 30% to 40% at most. She decided to take a look at Jiang Bangsha's solution ideas first, and summarize a set of expressions from her ideas that would make it easier for her to understand. More than 40 minutes later, Jiang Yaoding came back from outside. He found that the light was still on in Jiang Bangsha's bedroom, so he walked over. "It's almost 12 o'clock, why aren't you asleep yet?" "Wait a minute." At this time, Jiang Yaoding had come over, took a look, and said, "This kind of beyond syllabus questions will not be tested in the college entrance examination." Chapter 33. Have you ever been to a bar? Wednesday, Zunying's teacher's apartment. Li Yang just got food from the cafeteria. He brought breakfast with him when he came in the morning, and spent nearly 4 hours doing questions here before going downstairs to the cafeteria. He took advantage of the fact that the students were not out of school yet, and got food in advance. As soon as he came in, he saw Jiang Bangsha holding up his phone excitedly and said, "Look, my phone is back." Haha, they didn't even notice it when they got my clothes last night. If Li Yang hadn't seen Jiang Bangsha briefly online last night, he would have really believed this. However, there was really no problem with his chat history with Jiang Bangsha, so he was not afraid of being read by others. Having a mobile phone is not necessarily a good thing. I want to ask you questions here. Originally, you could rest for a while after I left, but now that you have a mobile phone, I will ask you questions again, and you will have no free time at all. It's okay, it's okay. Who made me your master in this regard? Jiang Bangsha smiled like a flower in the morning. Then let's eat quickly. Okay, I will definitely eat more as a filial disciple. He didn't spend any extra money, so he just took the lunchbox and said he was helping the teacher get lunch. The ant at the window stopped shaking and picked out several pieces of meat. As for filial piety, that thing will go bad. Now it's just like the meat that has just been cut. If the weather is hot, it will go bad the next day. If the weather is cold, you can hold on for a few more days. In the afternoon, it was still the same as usual. Jiang Bangsha sometimes stared at Li Yang, because Li Yang really didn't get distracted all day and did 5 or 6 sets of mock tests. This was still daytime, and he would continue after returning home at night. Jiang Bangsha was more and more confident that he could get 580 points. Zunying came back after 6 o'clock. Because Zunying was not the head teacher, she didn't have any classes in the night self-study. At this time, Li Yang had to leave, otherwise the room was so small and the two girls had to take a shower and go to bed. Can Li get it for free? Around 8:30, Zunying received a call, and then came out and asked Jiang Bangsha, "Xia, the teacher asked you if you are going back." "No. I will stay here until the college entrance examination, and we will talk about it after the college entrance examination." In fact, the night before yesterday, after she knew that her family had been hiding such a big thing from her, she wanted to listen to her own mother and go abroad. But she couldn't make up her mind now. After all, there was an agreement. If she couldn't fulfill the agreement, she would talk about it later. The teacher's wife also said that she has solved the problem for you, and asked you when you are free. She will come to explain it to you. No. Who wants her to help me explain the problem? In Jiang Bangsha's eyes, Dao Ying was deliberately showing off, with the purpose of bringing her child back. Once Dao Ying's child came, Jiang Bangsha herself would be an outsider in this family. She was not angry that Dao Ying had a child with her father, but that they kept it a secret from her and used such a small trick. It was just to make room, and she took the initiative to make room without waiting to be kicked out. Anyway, she would never give Dao Ying another chance to show off. As if she owed her something. Jiang Bangsha owed someone 58 yuan, a bowl of ramen, a plate of stewed food, and now I don't want to pay it back. Zunying had no choice but to reply briefly. She didn't mention anything about Li Yang's study here. Today she went to the office to ask Liu Dao about Li Yang. As a result, Liu Dao's face was unusually ugly. At night, she slept in the same bed with Jiang Bangsha, and asked, "Xia, Li Yang seems to be quite normal. Why does your head teacher, Mr. Liu, feel a little strange when he hears his name, Jiang Bangsha, that Li Yang scolded him? Why haven't you heard of it?" After Zunying finished speaking, she realized that there was something wrong with what she said. Who would go around talking about being scolded? I wish I could kill the person who scolded him. Jiang Bangsha said, "Sister Ning, I'm worried that the head teacher will block Li Yang's admission ticket. Can you please bring his admission ticket over?" "How is that possible?" "Mr. Liu wouldn't dare to do that. Blocking students' admission tickets is a bottom-line issue. But Li Yang scolded very severely Zuning. She couldn't imagine what Li Yang scolded. It actually made Zhang Bangsha worry that Liu Dao would block Li Yang's admission ticket. Seeing that Zhang Bangsha was really nervous, she said, "It's okay, I will keep an eye on it, and Teacher Liu won't do anything rash. If Teacher Liu is still angry in a few days, I will bring Li Yang's admission ticket before the college entrance examination." Okay, Zhang Bangsha was relieved. It's okay if there is a problem with the admission ticket before the college entrance examination, there is still time to reissue it, but I'm afraid there will be problems during the college entrance examination. Li Yang doesn't seem to be worried at all. I don't know what that guy is thinking. In fact, Li Yang didn't plan to return the admission ticket after the exam after all. No matter how angry Liu Dao is, it's impossible for him not to issue him the admission ticket. If he issues it, he won't give it to others for safekeeping. This week passed quickly. By Sunday night, the sign at the entrance of the teaching building on the senior high school side said that there were only 16 days left before the college entrance examination, which made many students nervous. But those who should play should still play, such as Li Yang's roommates. Dong Hao is an exception. He no longer stays up all night in the internet cafe. When he returns to the dormitory, he holds his mobile phone to chat, showing a pure smile from time to time. Li Yang also ignored Bai Qing, even though Bai Qing sent him photos or something when she had nothing to do. From the moment Bai Qing said that the song was worth 10 million, he knew what Bai Qing was doing. He didn't have time to play tricks with Bai Qing now. He didn't go to college in his previous life, and he wanted to study hard in this life. He didn't need to be very good, as long as he could graduate. He finished a day of review and just returned to the dormitory when he received a message from Zhang Bangsha. "Is Master Li here?" When he saw this title, he felt something was wrong. The two of them have now evolved to the point where they can exchange identities at any time. Of course, it is definitely not the level of exchanging bodies, otherwise he will definitely reward himself. The two of them now exchange the title of Master at any time and anywhere. In terms of study, he has to call Master Zhang, and in other aspects, Zhang Bangsha has more opportunities to show filial piety. "I'm here, Master Zhang. What can I do for you? Have you ever been to a bar?" "What? A bar? Why are you asking this question all of a sudden? Minors are not allowed to enter that place." Of course Li Yang had been there before, as he had met Zuning in a bar in his previous life. He has no interest in bars now, as he had been there so many times in his previous life, and there had never been the legendary hunt for beauties. It didn't count with Zuning either, as they were old acquaintances, and it would be the same in another occasion. Zuning liked to go to bars, and she paid a high price for it. Later, she just found an old man and got married. But she was lucky, as the old man passed away just a few years after they got married, leaving her with no children and 2 houses and more than 1 million in savings in Jiangcheng. Sister Ning went to a bar. "I also want to see what a bar looks like." "How do you know she went to a bar?" "Someone called her, and I heard it." "Master Li, is it okay?" "Well, not there." Chapter 34. Don't want to get married. It was past midnight when Li Yang arrived at the teacher's apartment. There was no doubt that he had climbed over the wall to get out. He had no interest in what Zuning was going to do, because although Zuning was younger and prettier now, she didn't have the same feeling as in her previous life. And he didn't know how Zuning got into trouble. With her alcoholic nature, if nothing happened today, something would happen tomorrow. Besides, her life was better than most people's. Apart from the fact that she was cheated of money and sex when she was young, her life was almost like a cheat. But now, Zhang Bangsha's rebellious spirit broke out, and she had to go to the bar tonight while no one was watching her. Just take a look and do nothing, this was her promise to Li Yang. When Li Yang saw Zhang Bangsha, he was stunned. Zhang Bangsha was originally wearing a 3/4 skirt, but she pulled it up to a 5/4 skirt. The original shirt was also rolled up half an inch, and a bow was tied around the waist with the edge of the shirt. The waist is really beautiful. This is a brand new version that I have never seen before. I took a risk to take you out to play. You are playing tricks on me, right? Put your skirt down and put your shirt in, Zhang Bangsha said seriously. You are the boss of Aviation Road. I am giving you face, otherwise your friends will be embarrassed to see you with a rustic girl, right? It's not that if you show less, you are rustic, and it's not that if you show more, you are fashionable. Alice, why are you so feudal? Li Yang, am I feudal? If you go to the bar like this, no one will have fun. Jiang Bangsha originally liked to wear loose clothes, which made her look good, but it was like the exquisite clothes in the exhibition hall, and she would only stand from the perspective of appreciation. Now the top is tight and the skirt is short, it is obvious that she wants to go from the exhibition hall to the mall. But no one cares whether she can afford it or not. Then I won't go. Li Yang just sat there and let it go. Jiang Bangsha could only say helplessly, "Oh, I listen to you, I listen to you." She reluctantly untied the bow and then opened the gathered waist of the skirt. She spent a lot of effort to get it like this, because she didn't have the right clothes. Li Yang was very satisfied with Jiang Bangsha's attitude, which meant that Jiang Bangsha was just curious and was quite obedient. He didn't want a lot of trouble to arise out of nowhere. Just go for a walk, and don't drink. Okay, okay, Jiang Bangsha agreed to everything Li Yang said. That was a bar, such a fun place, but Li Yang didn't seem to be interested at all, really like a big brother. Maybe he went to the bar like drinking water and went to the internet cafe like eating? The two walked slowly towards the school gate. Jiang Bangsha suddenly asked, "Li Yang, have you ever been to a disco?" "No, don't even think about it. Just take the college entrance examination honestly. If you don't get into Peking University, I will settle the score with you then." "Oh, isn't it just right if you don't get in?" Li Yang couldn't get in anyway. "Then don't go to the bar, go back to sleep now." Li Yang stopped. Jiang Bangsha immediately said flatteringly, Okay, I will definitely try. After the college entrance examination, can you take me to a disco? I want to experience it once." She gestured with her little hand, as if she wanted to emphasize that her request was not too much. "Let's talk about it after I get into Peking University, then I must get in." Li Yang, so after talking for a long time, it's not as good as a word of going to a disco, right? Can you get into Peking University by going to a disco? If you don't go, you may not get in. Because Chengnan Road is relatively far, Li Yang didn't want to walk for 40 or 50 minutes, so he stopped a car directly at the school gate. After getting in the car, he found that Jiang Bangsha's nervous little hands had nowhere to put. Forgive him for not understanding Jiang Bangsha's mood at this time. Just like when you grow up, you will no longer be ecstatic because of a piece of candy. And going to the bar, it's not even candy, at most it's because it was very windy that day, and the girl who happened to walk across the street had her skirt blown open. Jiang Bangsha looked at Li Yang's calm appearance and wanted to ask, "Aren't you excited?" On second thought, he thought it was normal. "Li Yang, have you broken up with Wang Manqi? We never dated in the first place, so why break up? What does it feel like to be in love?" Li Yang looked at Jiang Bangsha and found that Jiang Bangsha immediately avoided his sight, and the whole person seemed even more uneasy. Li Yang never paid much attention to Jiang Bangsha's appearance, because he never thought there was anything special about her. Although the fact is that Jiang Bangsha's appearance is amazing, she can compete with Drunk Zuning, Lu Bai Qing, and Wang Manqi in bed when she stands there. But 3 seconds ago, he didn't have any thoughts in his mind. Now he has. There's nothing good about being in love. No matter how sweet a relationship is, it may not have an ending in the end. For ordinary people, marriage is the ultimate destination. Jiang Bangsha asked in confusion, "Isn't the purpose of being in love marriage?" "For ordinary people, it is." I don't want to be an ordinary person." At this time, the car arrived at the entrance of the space bar in the south of the city. Li Yang pushed open the door and let Jiang Bangsha get off first, then came to the driver's seat and took out money to give to the taxi driver. The taxi driver smiled, took the money and said, "Brother, you are awesome. You make irresponsibility sound so fresh and refined." Li Yang did not refute, but smiled and came to Jiang Bangsha. Jiang Bangsha also heard what he said just now and asked, "Don't you want to get married?" "Yes." "You don't want to marry Wang Manqi? Do you think it's possible? What's the benefit of marrying her? Is her family rich or powerful?" Jiang Bangsha thought for a while. What if it's someone who is rich and powerful? "Will you agree?" Li Yang said without hesitation. "No, people like that have a strong desire for control. I like to be free. Come on, follow me quickly, don't run around." After that, Li Yang took Jiang Bangsha's hand and walked into the bar. Jiang Bangsha hurriedly said from behind, "What if there is no restraint?" Before she finished her words, she was drowned out by the noisy noise in the bar. Oh, she really wanted to know this question. But soon, she was deluded by the excitement of coming to the bar for the first time. Although the air inside was not good, it looked novel. There were men and women sitting at a long bar. The women were all very pretty and there were some booths. Just as she came in, a girl suddenly stood up on a booth and started to twist her body, with cheers coming from all around. Li Yang was looking for a seat, but Zhang Bangsha suddenly said something that startled him. Looking back, Zhang Bangsha's eyes were wide open. "Why are you cheering for others? You dance beautifully." "This is Pop," Li Yang said helplessly. "It seems that you have the potential to be a little gangster." Zhang Bangsha's eyes lit up and said, "Do little gangsters end up with big brothers?" If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35. I get annoyed when I see it. Li Yang finally found a more secluded spot, sat down and ordered 2 glasses of juice. There are 2 quiet bars in the county, but they are not open at this time. After all, there will be no customers in the middle of the night. There are not many consumer groups in the small county, and this space is fully equipped. The market does not allow a second bar of this kind to survive. Even the juice in the bar tastes better than the one outside for Zhang Bangsha. It is not the juice that tastes good, but a kind of life, a kind of atmosphere. She is 18 years old and has never been to an internet cafe or a bar. Even drinking is limited to chocolate with liquor. She has never done anything outside the rules of her parents. When she announced Li Yang's name in the ramen restaurant that day, she felt that she was so cool at that moment. At this time, Li Yang locked his eyes on another corner. Zuning and a man were sitting over there. The other party was a P2P company, which is the so-called online loan. In order to attract funds, they used the excuse of helping people manage their finances. The bull market of shares will start soon. His P2P company will participate in the over-the-counter financing. The result is obvious. When the stock market crashes next year, the entire company's capital chain will be directly cut off, and the money invested in them will naturally not be recovered. And it was during this year that the other party became Zhu Ning's boyfriend. Li Yang, don't look at Sister Ning. If she finds out, we will be finished. Zhang Bangsha felt that he was a thief now, and thieves are naturally guilty. Li Yang said slowly, Teacher Zhu seems to be drunk. Her friend will send her home. That may not be her friend. Huh? How did you tell? Li Yang said, if I am drunk, what will you do? Think about it, Li Yang. Do you have to think about this? He can see that Zhang Bangsha is just curious about many things and is a white rookie with no experience at all. Maybe she puts all her attention on studying. I should take you back, and then make you some hangover soup, and turn on the air conditioner for you, and finally put a glass of water by your bed. Li Yang pointed at the man and said, look at that man, what is he doing? Zhang Bangsha looked for a while and said, he seems to be waiting for Sister Ning to wake up. Stupid, he is confirming whether Teacher Zhu is drunk. If she is drunk, he will take her to the hotel directly. Zhang Bangsha was frightened on the spot after hearing this. If the other party is Zhu Ning's boyfriend, it's okay, but boyfriends don't need to be so cautious, right? If they are just ordinary friends, then no, I want to take Sister Ning back. Li Yang said, aren't you afraid of being discovered by Teacher Zhu? You can't just watch her die without helping her, right? Li Yang nodded. Zhang Bangsha was not that timid. He said, I have a plan. I'll take you home first, and then I'll take Teacher Zhu back. That way, she won't know you've come to the bar. As for me, I'm a bad student anyway, so isn't it normal for me to come to the bar? Zhang Bangsha's eyes lit up, but soon she said with some worry, will something happen? What if that guy doesn't hand over Sister Ning? Li Yang smiled and said, who am I? The #1 guy on Aviation Road. Who dares not give me someone? Li Yang felt inexplicably irritated. It would be fine if he didn't come. After all, Zhu Ning's affairs really had nothing to do with him. If Zhu Ning followed the path of her previous life, he might even be able to reward himself with some money. But the problem is that he came. Seeing this scene again, I inexplicably felt like an NTR. What the hell? Zhang Bangsha was a little worried. Then how about I wait here for a while? What if Sister Ning has been taken away by someone when you come back? That's fine too. Just sit here and don't walk around. Do you hear me? Yeah, Zhang Bangsha nodded like pounding garlic. Li Yang left after he finished speaking, and Zhang Bangsha's eyes never left Li Yang. She saw Li Yang walk over and first tried to call out to Zhu Ning. Of course, it was just her guess. After all, the distance was too far and the bar was very noisy, so she couldn't hear anything. Then, she saw the man opposite Zuning stand up, as if questioning Li Yang. Li Yang did not back down at all and started arguing with the other party. Then the other party seemed to be going to fight. Zhang Bangshi's heart was hanging in the air. Although Li Yang looked very imposing and had a strong body, he was still a student after all. But she found that Li Yang was not afraid of the other party at all. He waved his hand and made a phone call. A word emerged in her mind. Call someone. After he finished the call, several people in the bar immediately came over, smiled at Li Yang, and said something, and finally scared the man opposite Zuning so much that he hurried to the front desk to pay the bill and leave. Zhang Bangsha was really dumbfounded. Is the number one guy on Aviation Road really that awesome? He got someone in the blink of an eye? Then, she saw Li Yang pick up the drunk Zuning and put her on the sofa next to him to rest. He then told the people around him a few words before walking over here. After Li Yang came over, he said, I'll take you home first, and then I'll pick up Teacher Zhu later. Is Sister Ning okay now? I'm fine. I've asked someone to watch her. Yeah, okay. Zhang Bangsha didn't dare to delay. When she was almost at the door, she remembered, we haven't paid the bill yet. No, 2 glasses of juice. The boss gave them to us. After all, he had called Joiling. 2 minors were in the bar and almost scared the boss to death. If he wasn't careful, the bar would have to be closed for rectification. Even if there was some connection behind the scenes, if there was a handle, he would have to bleed heavily in private. The bar usually received many minors, but who would be like Li Yang and use them as a trump card? 2 glasses of juice were nothing. Zhang Bangsha's mind was full of Li Yang's calm or no matter what the scene was. A few days ago, he scolded Liu Dao in front of her. At that moment, she was very touched. It seemed that no one had ever done these things for her in this life. Just because he saw that she was unhappy, he called and scolded the head teacher directly. He was a bad student, but she was not a teacher. There were several taxis parked in front of the bar. After Li Yang took Zhang Bangsha to the car, they rushed to number 1 middle school. In just a few minutes, the car arrived. Li Yang asked Zhang Bangsha to get off the car. The teacher's apartment was not far from the school entrance, so there would be no problem. Li Yang saw Zhang Bangsha enter the school and said to the driver, go back to the bar. Okay, buddy, I'm not being nosy. The girl just now looked like a good wife and mother. It was still the same driver at the beginning. With your vision, it's a pity not to go for fortune telling. That industry has more prospects than driving a taxi. To Li Yang, it was simply nonsense. Oh, there is no one to guide you. That industry is not easy to enter. Most people can't find the way. Taxis at night are fast. The two of them said a few words and arrived at the door of the bar. 12 yuan, one way, Li Yang said, then wait a moment, I'll pick someone up. Fuck, man, don't do that, I've already saved you at least 2 yuan. After getting off the car, Li Yang smiled and said, don't worry, you'll get it, soon. Li Yang walked into the bar and came to the lounge area. He saw Zuning still sitting on the sofa in a daze, and the hotel owner was watching him. Li Yang came over and said, thank you. The bar owner said, you're too polite, this is what we should do. The next second, Li Yang took out 100 yuan and said, 2 glasses of juice. Putting the money down, Li Yang grabbed Zuning's arm and dragged it to his neck. The bar owner hurriedly said, brother, 2 glasses of juice, consider it my treat. No, that doesn't need 100 yuan, 2 glasses of juice are 72, please give the rest to the driver for me. Okay, Li Yang carried Zuning and walked outside, and the bar owner followed. After seeing Li Yang get into the taxi, the bar owner went to the taxi driver's seat and said, come back to me later to get the fare. The taxi driver was shocked. Brother Shuang, forget about this fare, you came just because I told you to, and you still expect me to owe you a favor for this fare. Okay. At this time, Li Yang had just pulled Zuning's arm away. Zuning looked thin, but in fact, this woman has always been like this, weighing a full 106 pounds. Only when you touch her can you know that she has flesh all over her body. But just after pulling it apart, Zuning suddenly pulled it up again. Li Yang said to the driver, Master, let's go to number 1 middle school. However, Zuning suddenly hugged his neck, half awake and half conscious, and leaned over Li Yang's ear and said, no, let's go to the hotel. As soon as she finished speaking, she leaned on Li Yang's shoulder. Chapter 36 Who is reformed? Li Yang has always known that Zuning's quiet appearance hides a restless soul. After all, She was like that when he met her in his previous life. Similarly, he himself is also a restless soul. He didn't seduce her that day. Zuning took the initiative to give him a taste. She sipped her lips. The two slept until they woke up naturally. She said that Li Yang was handsome. She also said that no one loved her. She hoped that Li Yang would be more diligent. That was her type. "Dude, where are we going?" the driver asked. He was really jealous. Zuning's half-drunk and half-awake appearance made his blood boil at a glance. This young man got a bargain. This guy had just sent away a girl with a stunning appearance and a slim figure, and the next second he could take away such a top-notch girl from the bar. Damn. Li Yang said unhappily, "Didn't you hear her say she didn't go to the hotel? Go to number 1 middle school." Zuning wanted to say something at this time, but was covered by Li Yang's mouth. Okay, as the car started, Li Yang suddenly felt a strange feeling in his fingers. Li Yang felt that Zuning got herself drunk in the bar on purpose. There were only a few bottles of wine on the table. Even with that little, it was far from Zuning's alcohol tolerance. The car finally arrived at the gate of number 1 middle school. After Li Yang pulled Zuning out of the car, Zuning fell into his arms. Li Yang took her a few steps forward and said, "There's no one here, why are you still pretending? Go back quickly." Zuning, who was weak all over, was indifferent. Li Yang found a flower bed and put her down directly. "If you don't want to go back, just sleep on the side of the road for a night. I don't have time to accompany you here." Just as Li Yang pulled Zuning away and was about to leave, Zuning finally spoke. "Why are you pretending to be innocent? How could you hide it from me just now?" Li Yang said unhappily, "What's wrong? Do you want to find a man who has been fiddling with you for a long time without doing anything? Then why are you hiding? Hiding away is a quality, have you heard of it? You little country bumpkin who has never seen the world." Zuning was deeply impressed by Li Yang. "When I was in the first year of high school, I looked very unsophisticated. Although I had a pretty face, I never showed it. But at that time, I was a good student, which was a plus point. I always ranked first in the class. After that, I stopped teaching him. I didn't recognize him when I met him at school occasionally. I heard this name again a few days ago and recalled my previous memories. I compared them and felt that they were two different people. Of course, the thing that impressed me the most was that he climbed up to the 6th floor without taking a breath. What are you laughing at? I've never seen someone as cheap as you. Others need to use some tricks to get a date, but you're so good that you just offer yourself to him," Zuning said nonchalantly. "He's a project manager for a big company, educated, handsome, and can help me with my finances. Why can't I take the initiative? Financial management. How does he manage his finances? I deposited 100,000 yuan with him, and he gives me 20% interest every year." Li Yang smiled and said, "Have you ever heard of this saying, you want his interest, but he wants your principal?" Zuning, "Others only give 12%, but I'm an exception." "Yes. I use the extra money as prostitution money." Zuning wanted to refute, but found it pale and powerless. She was sponsored by Zhang Yaoding in high school, and she worked part-time in college. With a poverty subsidy, she graduated from college in 4 years and saved 50,000 yuan. After graduation, she came to number 1 middle school to teach, and her monthly salary was more than 4,000 yuan. She saved 50,000 yuan in 2 years. She didn't like this kind of monotonous job anymore. She wanted to have some money in her hands and travel around the country or even the world. The other party showed up at the right time. He was recommended to her by a senior teacher in the school, who said he was his distant nephew. With 20 points a year and compound interest, she can get 30,000 or 40,000 yuan in interest every year in just 3 or 4 years. She can completely leave this job and do what she wants. She really has no reason to refuse such a thing, not to mention that he is a top student with an annual salary of 200,000 or 300,000 yuan. You just drank and made your brain confused. Can there be such a good thing in the world? If there is such a good thing, the bank has given him the money. The bank doesn't know as much as you? Who can't talk nonsense? I dare to give you 50 points, and you dare to put the money in my hand." As a result, Zuning's eyes lit up. Really, Li Yang, this woman is hopeless. Of course, he didn't expect Zuning to be a normal person. If she was a normal person, she would not have met him in her previous life. When he was 28 years old, it was equivalent to leaving the house with nothing. The woman who could be with him at that stage was blind. "Did you give the money to her? If she did, she might be able to get it back now." But it might not be possible after a while. No, I'm going to give it to you. You promised to give me 50 points a year. Li Yang was too lazy to pay attention and said, you can open an account at a securities company, and then use all 100,000 yuan to buy Shenyang stocks. Hold it for 3 months and then talk about it. As soon as Li Yang finished speaking, Zuning stood up, hugged him and said, I don't want it. I don't know anything about stocks, nor about opening an account. I just want a certain number. If you give me 50 points a year, I will give you. Zuning's waist truly interprets what it means to be slender, thin and voluptuous. The breath close at hand, the faint smell of alcohol, mixed with a fragrance that should have been on her body. Tomorrow you go to the securities company to open an account, and then give the account to me, and I will give you 5,000 yuan every month in the future. Really? Well, it's better to give it to me than to give it to others, who is not transformed? He thought it through. Haha, let's go to the hotel. Zuning was really beautiful in a slightly drunk state. Li Yang ignored her and directly pulled Zuning to the teacher's apartment. Hey, there's Xia at home, it's none of my business. The dormitory building is locked anyway, I'll sleep at your place tonight. As soon as these words came out, Zuning revealed her resistance and tried to break free from Li Yang's hand. She couldn't let Zhang Bangsha see it. She didn't care. She had been an orphan since she was a child, no one loved her, and she just wanted to live an easy life. No matter how embarrassing it was in private, as long as she could maintain her dignity in public, life would be a win for her. She didn't expect a good future, she just wanted to have more fun while she was young, as long as she didn't starve to death when she was old. How about we go to the hotel? It's really not appropriate at home. Just now you looked like you wanted to tear off your clothes on the street. Why are you so scared now? Zuning glanced around and pulled Li Yang to a corner next to the flower bed. Well, here is fine too. Chapter 37 Need to give a certain amount of trust. Zuning absolutely loves fire hydrant faucets. She was tired when climbing the stairs just now, so she just lay on top. After Zuning opened the door of the apartment, she immediately became normal. She found Zhang Bangsha still in front of the desk, so she asked, Xia, why haven't you slept yet? Zhang Bangsha, feeling guilty, said, Sister Ning, I didn't know how to do a question, so I spent a little more time on it. Anyway, it wasn't a lie, she really didn't know how to do a question. Zuning showed an understanding expression and said, okay, let's take a shower quickly. Li Yang is still outside. After we take a shower, let him sleep in the living room. Zhang Bangsha showed a surprised expression. She knew that Li Yang couldn't go back to the dormitory. Zuning said seriously, that guy sneaked out to surf the internet and was caught by me. There are only a dozen days left before the college entrance examination. I will supervise you two to study every minute. Well, that guy is too outrageous. Zhang Bangsha agreed on the surface. In fact, she was secretly happy. Zuning was lying to her, and she knew Zuning's little secret. About half an hour later, Zuning changed her clothes and opened the door. She was wearing a light green one-piece nightgown, and only at this time could you see how round her slender figure was. At this time, Zhang Bangsha was already lying on the bed in the bedroom, looking out the door. The only place where Li Yang could sleep was a small sofa, which was very short and could not support his body, so he had to use an extra bench to prop his feet up. For Zhang Bangsha, it was another new experience. The night was very peaceful, so peaceful that Li Yang was a little surprised. Based on his understanding of Zuning, there should be some action. The only change was Zhang Bangsha. If I had said bluntly before that I would go back to the apartment to do it, it would be understandable that she couldn't accept it. She didn't even dare to go back to the apartment to steal. It's really unlike her. It can only be attributed to the fact that Zuning hasn't started to be a jerk yet, and her pursuit of personal decency is relatively high. After Li Yang woke up, he went back to the dormitory to wash up, and then went to the cafeteria to bring breakfast to Zhang Bangsha. After breakfast, the two began to do the questions. Zuning took advantage of the fact that she had no classes in the morning and came to Zhanggyun Securities, which was not far from the school. Dao Ying, who was at work every day, saw her and came over to ask, Ning, why are you here? Is there something wrong with Xia? Zuning said, don't worry, master's wife, Xia is fine. I just want to open an account. How should I operate it? Zuning was more resistant to things she didn't know. When she encountered something she didn't know, she was confused and at a loss. For example, she didn't like using maps at first. She couldn't accept it even if she went in the wrong direction or got lost. Later, she could accept it, and then she became very dependent on it. Last night, she thought she would rely on another thing again, but it was a pity that Li Yang and Zhang Bangsha ruined it. Dao Ying asked in confusion, "What do you want to open an account for?" "Stock trading, I think so." Ning. Stock trading is very risky. If you encounter any difficulties and need money, tell me and I will help you find a solution. Zuning hurriedly explained, No, I just heard that stock trading can make money. I happen to have some spare money in my hand, so I'm just leaving it there." "Who did you hear that from?" "Those experts on the internet? Most of them are fakes. Some companies specially hired people to lead the trend. You must not believe them. Dao Ying is an insider and knows those operations very well. There will always be people who talk about what experts they are. They are called practitioners, but they are actually playing a gray area. As long as you don't clearly say a certain stock code, it is not a violation. They are evasive and then arrange a few people in the comment area to lead the rhythm. Many newbies think they have got the code of wealth, and then fall into the pit." Zuning immediately explained, "It's not those people, it's a friend in real life. He asked me to open an account." Dao Ying became interested. "A friend in real life? Male or female?" Male." Dao Ying laughed. "What do you think of him?" "Not bad this time." Dao Ying understood and immediately said, "Okay, come with me, I'll help you open an account." In relationships, we really need to give each other some trust. It doesn't matter if we make mistakes. I will help you keep an eye on the account and notify you as soon as there is a problem. "Okay." Zuning didn't understand these. She wanted to open an account right away. When filling out the form, Dao Ying was guiding her throughout the process. For example, if she had any experience, Dao Ying asked her to fill in yes. For example, if she needed margin trading, Dao Ying also asked her to fill in yes. After everything was done, Dao Ying asked, "Do you want to hand over the account to him or operate it yourself?" "I'm going to hand it over to him." Dao Ying said, "Okay, just hand this form to him." She already knew what to do. If Zuning operated it herself, she could inquire about the situation over the phone without having to look at the company's backend. After all, this kind of thing requires certain permissions, and using permissions will be a bit troublesome. However, she kept a hand and opened a margin trading business for Zuning. The company has regulations that accounts that open margin trading business have the right to supervise at any time. She plans to keep an eye on Zuning's account every day. Although the money is not much, Zuning has called her master's wife for so many years, and she can help her stop losses in time. "Master's wife, then I will go back first. I still have a class in the morning." "Yeah, pay attention to safety on the road. Whether it is Xia or you, remember to call me or your teacher if you have anything." Dao Ying did not go home for lunch at noon. After all, Zhang Yaoding did not have time to go back at noon, otherwise Zhang Bangsha would not have eaten in the school cafeteria at noon. She had to come to the business hall at 12:30 in the afternoon. Zhang Yaoding's office was a bit far away, and the time was not fixed. He might have to work overtime at any time. After lunch, she sat in the office, handling some things while watching Zuning's account. 100,000 yuan has been deposited, and next it depends on whether Zuning's boyfriend is sincere or malicious. She had talked to Zhang Yaoding about Zuning several times, and even took the initiative to introduce some relatively outstanding boys to Zuning. But the result was that Zuning was a cold person. Perhaps because of her childhood experience, and basically nothing could be said in the end. However, Dao Ying still admired Zuning very much. After only 3 years of work, she saved 100,000 yuan. This is not a small amount of money, especially compared to a teacher who earns more than 4,000 yuan a month. After deducting the 5 insurances and 1 housing fund, there is only more than 3,000 yuan left. Even if the teacher's apartment is free and eating in the cafeteria is cheap on weekdays, saving so much is almost equivalent to zero consumption on weekdays. At a little after 1 o'clock, she found that Zuning's account and login IP had changed. In just less than 2 minutes, not only was Zuning's own 100,000 principal traded, but even the 100,000 yuan in the financing account was all used. She became cautious. Even the financing quota was moved, which was too rash. It might even be a scam. Chapter 38. What he is most familiar with is data. The current market is not strict in reviewing financing, but for Dao Ying, it is mainly for the convenience of helping Zuning to keep an eye on it. The financing quota she gave Zuning was only 100,000 yuan, which is quite conservative compared to the current mainstream securities firms that give generous financing ratios. As a practitioner and a senior executive, she is very clear about the current situation. She also has a lot of information, especially the scale of the company's margin trading business, which has been expanding for more than a month. It is not just Zhangyin Securities, other securities firms must be similar. As a securities platform, margin trading business was originally a very core business, but A shares have not been doing well in recent years, resulting in this core business being sidelined and not making much profit throughout the year. With this trend now, margin trading business is likely to become a core business again. She returned to Jiangcheng for Zhang Yaoding, which does not mean that she can only be in charge of a small business hall. The company will still participate in management. After all, her qualifications and abilities are here. Shiningport, after she saw that 200,000 yuan had bought all the stocks, she opened the stock page to check it out. A small company with a market value of only a few billion yuan closed today, and the 200,000 yuan of funds went in. After looking at the K line, I found that the market had already started in April. On the surface, today seems to be the beginning of a major upward wave, but from the perspective of funds, there is no buying point. The ticket is fine, the fund activity is good, and it has certain potential from the structure. But it is very risky to enter the market today. At the opening, funds tried to close the board, but they did not succeed. They went back and forth many times in the middle. Even now, there are still a lot of funds on the board. The situation is extremely complicated. It seems that there is the determination of big funds to be bullish, and there is also the perseverance of big funds to be bearish. The two sides played for a whole day and traded nearly 800 million yuan. Dao Ying is not afraid of losing money, she is afraid that Zhu Ning will encounter a pig-killing scheme. There are two popular pig-killing schemes at present, one is offline and the other is online. Whether online or offline, the core is actually the same, pulling people. There are many offline operation methods, and there are only two online methods. One is to ask a practitioner to talk nonsense, and find a small account in the comment area to lead a rhythm and say, "Master, I understand, what you are talking about is XXXX. Another is, the XXX recommended by the master yesterday directly hit the daily limit today, it is awesome. Or, this is the real boss, ordinary people can't understand it at all." A group of people will appear below and ask, "Brother, can you tell me what to buy?" Then someone will specifically respond, "The master has explained it so clearly, XX, I won't type the last two words, you can figure it out yourself." Another is to follow the current public account model, through some articles, attract a lot of people to pay attention, and then after a few days of serious lectures, start to carry private goods, saying, "I recommend a person to everyone, search for XXXX, he is a new generation of hot money. A frequent visitor to the Dragon and Tiger list," and then, a series of recommendations of several people, the names are very loud, what is the manipulator, what is the stock customer, and even directly use some names of hot money. Layer by layer, after you follow those accounts will recommend a batch of accounts for you to follow in 2 days. After a few layers, they start to cut leaks. 100 stocks are pushed by 100 accounts. If they lose money, they will be deleted. Anyway, it is difficult for people who follow that account to believe it again, and the potential of being a leak is lost. The account of rising stocks will implant a concept in the minds of the followers, this is a real big boss. He said it would rise yesterday, and it really rose today. Then when this account pushes stocks again the next day, more people will follow up and buy. After rounds of screening, there will always be 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 accounts that recommend several stocks that are rising continuously. At that time, almost everyone who follows those accounts will believe it. At this time, the sickle for cutting leaks will go down. They will collectively push a stock that has been prepared and let these people take over. With a random cut, millions or even tens of millions can be obtained. But these have nothing to do with Dao Ying. No matter how perfect the rules are, they will be exploited by others, not to mention that the rules of A shares themselves are not so perfect. They are a serious company. The only thing they have done is to send eggs and find people to open an account to boost performance. After the market closed, the stock price did not fall, and Dao Ying was relieved. After all, the stock price has risen from more than 3 yuan to more than 5 yuan, which is a very high position. Any participation represents risk. As a result, when she was drinking a sip of water, Shiningport suddenly issued an announcement. For every 10 shares transferred, 29 shares will be distributed at 1.5 yuan. As soon as this announcement came out, Dao Ying suddenly felt that the water in the cup tasted bitter. Give away so many shares. High transfer is actually similar to the stock split in US and Hong Kong stocks. Some companies do not want to distribute dividends, and will also choose to transfer 10 shares to 1, 10 shares to 5, 10 shares to 10, etc. But 10 shares to 29? It cannot be said that there is no such thing, but it can only be said that there is no such thing this year. Isn't this a complete mess? One advantage of high transfer is that it can give the dealer more chips in his hands, which is convenient for subsequent operations. It seems to be a good thing, but in fact, stocks with high transfers often end up being a big thunder. After high transfer, it means that there are more chips in the market, and the market will become more complicated, which will naturally give people inside greater arbitrage opportunities. 10 shares to 29 means that the company has never thought about subsequent financing. The high transfer will be carried out in 1.5 months. If calculated based on the current share price of more than 5 yuan, the share price will be only more than 1 yuan after the X rights. Dao Ying is not sure whether it is a pig-killing scheme, but she is not optimistic about this operation. Judging from the degree of capital gain today, it is possible that the stock will drop to the limit at the opening tomorrow. This is not a good stock to begin with. Li Yang bought the stock with Zhu Ning's account and didn't care about it. Now the bull market has not officially started, and the funds are accumulating strength. Of course, the most important thing is that he has no principal and is not yet 18 years old, so he can't open an account. He will not be eligible to open an account until mid-July, and by that time, this year's monster stocks will begin to show their true colors one by one. He was playing with artificial intelligence in his previous life, but his foundation was not good, and he had been doing odd jobs. Later, a private equity firm recruited a group of people and asked them to develop a quantitative program. The two most important things in a quantitative program are algorithms and data. He and his team learned from the experience of the old company to sew up the algorithm. He fed the data bit by bit. He worked the hardest in the whole team. After all, he was really short of money at that time. He was in his 30s, had no house or car, and only had 20,000 yuan left in his pocket. He worked there for a year and completed the project with good results. Under very bad market conditions, the company still achieved an annualized profit of nearly 30% through quantitative trading. The company did not have much funds to use for quantitative trading, and finally made 100 million. The boss gave him a bonus of 50,000 yuan and said that he would add a year-end bonus at the end of the year according to the situation. He didn't wait for it, but was given a ticket to rebirth. He was most familiar with data. He was born next to the database, and the doctors who delivered him were all transformed back-end developers. Chapter 39, Love Letter from Master Zheng. For Li Yang, from August this year to May next year, it is his only chance to accumulate capital. After all, there are only a few big market trends that he can participate in. He understands data, but it does not mean that he can become a master. The A-share empire graveyard is just like the popularity of basketball. On the surface, everyone says that their strength is close to the NBA level, but in fact, they can only dunk in the first half or the whole court. It is useless for ordinary people to come. We have to invite Mr. Qiao. Yes, that is Qiao Feng. He is nothing. He needs several waves of market trends to make tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of dollars. Those who can do it without cheating can only give a thumbs up and call him awesome. Although he also knows a lot of data on small market trends, that stuff is unreliable. It may cause a butterfly effect if he participates in a few hands casually. There are many other industries, but none of them are stable ways to make money. Selling masks and hoarding medicines may end up in prison. It is better to trade stocks. Everyone is at the gambling table. Whoever wins or loses must admit it. After Zhu Ning came back at around 8 o'clock in the evening, he left. There was no point in sleeping on the sofa. He still had 53 days to unseal. By then, he could try either the king-size bedroom or the theme room. Back in the dormitory, the 4 guys who had evening self-study hadn't come back yet, so he wrote 2 more test papers. Right or wrong is not important, leaving traces is important. Otherwise, with only a dozen days left, how could he finish several sets of review materials? Even half a set would be difficult. It was just like going to the police station. If you say you did half a set and you were arrested, no one would believe it. As he flipped through the materials, he found something wrong. There was a note in the review materials. When he opened it, he was shocked, swearing to make a comeback in the college entrance examination in 1 month. The #1 guy on Aviation Road, Mr. Li Yang, seeing is believing. When you open this page, it means that this letter has meaning. If you don't open it, I will take it away tomorrow. Thank you for giving this letter life. Your determination moved me, and your execution made me admire you. You seem to be the only one going against the flow. Just like what you said, you are fighting with the whole world. Compared to me, it's just ordinary. Li Yang, ordinary Jiang Bangsha? Girl, what do you think? There is no doubt that this is a love letter with Jiang Bangsha's personal romantic color. The last concluding words are the hope to join hands in the college entrance examination, and the signature is Xia Xia. Well, he thinks it can be read as a model essay. After reading it, he took out his mobile phone and sent a message to Jiang Bangsha. What did you put in your review materials? Jiang Bangsha quickly replied, love letters, what era is it now? How can someone still do such an old-fashioned thing? Hey, you, Master Li, can you tell me what love is? Li Yang thought for a while. Lu Xun said that love is a wheat field with no turning back, and you can pick a wheat ear at any time. Lu Xun didn't say this, that's what Wu Chenjin said. I'll tell you a little secret, when writing the college entrance examination essay, you can make up celebrity quotes, and it's best to use them at the beginning, but don't make them too outrageous. It's best to fit the theme. For example, if the theme of the essay is family affection, you can say this, life is a boat, and family affection is water. It can carry the boat, but it can also overturn it. Anonymous Li Yang took a look and felt it was wonderful. Because for the college entrance examination essay, the teacher usually just glance at it casually, it is impossible to read all 800 words, and there is no time. Basically, it's the first sentence and the last sentence to see if it fits the theme. Is this the reason why you got a high score on your composition? No, it's mainly because my handwriting is beautiful, better than Master Li's. Dove. Li Yang put away the love letter, took a quick shower before his roommate came back, and went to bed. The four of them will definitely stay up late playing cards again. It was Tuesday of the 3rd week, and there were still 13 days before the college entrance examination. When I came out of the cafeteria in the morning, I could see that some students were more nervous than usual, while most of them were basically relaxed. As long as they didn't commit principled problems, even the teachers rarely intervened. More and more people were exchanging yearbooks with each other. Wu Shianqi asked him to play basketball several times, but he didn't agree. Bai Qing sent him messages as usual, calling him husband, showing great patience. After he brought breakfast to Jiang Bangsha came up and said, you are not allowed to return the love letter today, haha, I'm keeping it as a model essay, so I won't return it for now. But just like Lu Xun said, there is no room for retreat when it comes to love, so you have to carefully choose the fullest ear of wheat and take it to the end, otherwise you will have many regrets. Lu Xun really didn't say this, that's what I said, haha. Li Yang sat down and started to share breakfast. He has basically recovered most of his high school knowledge. Even if he takes a test paper without knowing the answer in his current state, he is sure to get 400 points. It took him 16 days, which is inseparable from the tens of thousands of questions he practiced, and it is also inseparable from Jiang Bangsha's explanation from the shallow to the deep. While eating, Jiang Bangsha asked while eating, Master Li, have you been to the ice rink? Li Yang raised his head, why? Want to unlock the achievement of ice skating again? Jiang Bangsha nodded desperately. Li Yang counted, going to the bar, writing love letters, skating, what achievements do you want to unlock next? Skipping classes, getting a haircut, staying up all night in the internet cafe, dancing, and falling in love. Why are you so interested in these things? Li Yang didn't understand. Jiang Bangsha should be very averse to these things. Jiang Bangsha said seriously, because I have never done it before, I just want to experience it. Then you should know that some things here are risky. Aren't you afraid of getting into trouble in the bar? Aren't you afraid of getting into trouble while dancing? You should have read the news about this, right? Yes, but wasn't there you? Li Yang smiled and said, maybe I am also the kind of person who specializes in getting girls drunk and then taking them to a hotel. Jiang Bangsha was silent. Li Yang continued, in fact, I am also a lustful person. Looking at your waist, your face, and even your breasts, the first time I saw you, I also wanted to sleep with you. Are you saying this to make me let go of those thoughts? Jiang Bangsha was much more depressed when she said this. Li Yang asked seriously, do you want to experience these things because you simply like them, or do you want to prove something? Jiang Bangsha raised her head, huh? But then, she lowered her head and said in a low voice, actually, neither of them. I just feel that being a good student has not brought me any benefits, but you, who are considered a bad student by everyone, are living so happily. Li Yang asked back, how do you know I'm happy? Isn't it happiness to do whatever you want? That's just doing whatever you want on the surface. You don't know how many times my parents have scolded me for skipping classes. You don't know that I don't have much money in my pocket. I can't even afford to take a taxi every day. You don't even know that the clothes I wear are actually only a dozen yuan a piece, and I even buy second-hand goods from others everywhere. Similarly, I booked a night at an internet cafe in the middle of winter, and I couldn't even afford to eat a bucket of instant noodles. The next morning, I walked outside and was frozen like a grandson. Jiang Bangsha said, it's the same for good students. They always think that listening to their parents can make them harmonious, but they never care about your thoughts. My parents started quarreling when I was very young, and I always thought it was because I didn't study hard enough. Actually, I am not that smart. My grades in elementary school were very poor. But I have done more questions than all my classmates combined in these years. I want my parents to reconcile, but my mother is gone. My father only cares about my studies all day long and doesn't care about anything else. I thought I was not good enough. If I was good enough, my mother would come back. As a result, my grades improved, but a strange aunt came to me. I still have a fluke mentality. I think as long as I am good enough, my family will pay attention to my ideas and let my father know that I want my biological mother. However, he told me a few days ago that I have another younger brother, and they have kept it a secret from me for 4 years. I have never taken the initiative to ask them for any toys, and I haven't even eaten snacks. I will try my best to complete the courses they arrange for me, whether it is calligraphy or etiquette classes. In fact, I am particularly annoyed by those courses. Every time I study them with my head held high. In their view, a good student means that no matter what they do, I will be obedient, so parents like good students. If you don't like me to do these, then I will listen to you. Quotation mark. Chapter 40. So you are the traitor. Li Yang felt strange when he heard Jiang Bangsha's last words. Especially when he thought about some things that happened before. Is your stepmother not good to you? Li Yang understood Jiang Bangsha's feelings. At the age of 18, it was normal to be rebellious. He himself was that kind of guy. How could he understand life at such a young age? Otherwise, wouldn't the word suffering a loss have been invented in vain? Jiang Bangsha said, well, my biological mother is not as good to me as she is. I can basically see new clothes every week when I go home. When the latest mobile phone comes out, she will buy it for me as soon as possible. Every day, besides going to work, she picks me up from school and prepares food for me when she goes home at night. The most important thing is that she is also a super good math person, and she can solve any difficult problem. I really don't know the problem you asked last time, but she has already solved it. Yes, if you give me 2 more days, I can solve it myself without her help. Li Yang, where's your biological mother? She went abroad, around when I was 10 years old, and the divorce documents were sent back from abroad. Then did she send you child support? Jiang Bangsha, she knows that her biological mother has not paid as much as her biological father. In fact, she doesn't hate Dao Ying at all, and even thinks she is the best person in the world. Maybe it's contradictory in itself. After all, she has worked hard for 10 years to win back her parents. Accepting Dao Ying means that those 10 years are meaningless. It is definitely more difficult to deny yourself than to deny others. I encountered a few difficult questions yesterday. Can you please help me, Master Jiang? Li Yang did not continue this topic. He officially started to practice questions. While there was still time today, he asked the last few questions. Okay, at the same time, Dao Ying also came to the company and started to check Zhu Ning's account, just like yesterday. As a vice president, there were not many things in the business hall that could make her care. Most of the time she was bored, thinking about what to eat in the evening, what to make for Jiang Bangsha, or picking some clothes for Jiang Bangsha online. Unfortunately, Jiang Bangsha didn't go home recently. Jiang Yaoding has been trying. I thought that after so long, Jiang Bangsha should have figured it out. Unfortunately, for some reason, the girl was very determined. Can Zhu Ning's place be as good as home? She eats and sleeps on the 6th floor. She doesn't know how tired she is to climb the stairs every day. Of course, she is mainly worried about Jiang Bangsha's mental state, which may seriously affect her performance in the college entrance examination. If Jiang Bangsha's daily level was around 650, she would not worry about her condition at all. With Jiang Bangsha's strength, it would fluctuate by about 10 points at most, and she would go to any university. But if she wants to impact Tsinghua and Peking University, she must be in full condition, and at the very least, she must return to the previous situation. A 10-point difference is like heaven and earth. Dao Ying herself graduated from Shanghai University of Finance and Economics, and was ranked in the top 20 students of Jiangchang No. 1 middle school at that time. She understands the difference in academic qualifications. Tsinghua and Peking University are really unique. Apart from other things, any school in Tsinghua and Peking University can have 100 or 200 scholarships on campus, and the faculty and resources are second to none in the country, which is almost a discontinuity with other schools. Jiang Bangsha is the kind of person with strong learning ability, and she was born to go to those places to compete with the chosen ones. After the opening, she unexpectedly found that the stocks held in Zhu Ning's account directly hit the one-character board. Because of the margin position, Zhu Ning's account made 20,000 yuan in just a short while. Of course, this is not the most important thing. The important thing is that today's one-character board directly defines the nature of this check. After the market closed yesterday, the high transfer announcement was directly released, and today it was directly topped, indicating that there is no disagreement among the main funds inside, and the future is promising. Ningning's friend is an expert. It's very simple. Either the other party has some inside information, or the other party is very sure. Yesterday, the game was so intense, and he rushed in without hesitation, which means that he analyzed the movement of big funds. Insider tactics are almost impossible. Anyone who talks about inside information is basically a liar. The real inside information cannot leave the conference room. In Dao Ying's view, if you want to make money in the stock market, the most basic ability is to see the funds. How can you make money if you don't even know where the money is? In essence, the stock market is a capital pool, not some so-called theme concept or value investment. Such people are generally very rational people, and they are a good match for Ningning. After the market closed, Dao Ying confirmed the income situation and sent a message to Zhu Ning. After confirming that she had no classes, she called her directly. Ningning, your boyfriend is pretty good. Although I may not be right to judge him by the money he makes, it seems that he treats you very well. Zhu Ning on the other end of the phone was confused. Master's wife, what's going on? I don't quite understand. It's just that your account is making money. Well, how much did you make? I made about 20,000 on the first day. Yeah. Dao Ying could feel Zhu Ning's joy from the phone, so she smiled and said, do you want to bring him home during the new year? I'll see about that then. Okay, then you think about it. But don't tell that person about my checking your account. Although I have no ill intentions, you can't test people's hearts, so as not to make them feel uncomfortable. Well, okay. Zhu Ning outside the office put down the phone, and couldn't help but get excited. There's hope for 5,000 yuan a month. Anyway, there is no class in the afternoon, and she came to the office to find a place for Jiang Bangsha and Li Yangten. It was already past 4 o'clock, so it was just right to go back and call them both out for dinner. More than 20 minutes later, she came back. When she opened the door, she found that Jiang Bangsha was the only one in the living room. Jiang Bangsha, who was sitting on the sofa, didn't seem to be in a good mood. She looked as if she had been wronged. Damn Li Yang, could he have done something to Jiang Bangsha? So she asked, Xia, where's Li Yang? Jiang Bangsha glanced at Zhu Ning, and then said aggrievedly, Sister Ning, he suddenly told me a lot of things like I should go home and live. There are only a dozen days left before the college entrance examination, and asked me to adjust my state, and he also said that he would not come here tomorrow. Huh? I see you are very happy recently. Jiang Bangsha nodded in agreement. Yes, I don't feel that I have any problems. I think I am in the state to take the college entrance examination. Zhu Ning frowned. Li Yang's excuse was really a bit unreasonable. When she chatted with Jiang Bangsha every night, she could feel that Jiang Bangsha was in a good mood. Sister Ning, do you think there is a possibility that my dad bribed him? Forced him to leave here? Ah, damn Li Yang, how could he be a traitor at this time? Xia, I haven't told anyone about this, Jiang Bangsha said embarrassedly. I told my dad at lunch that I saw he had a hard time in recent days and I didn't want to hide it from him. Zhu Ning, so you are the traitor. More chapters have been added. I hope I can trouble everyone to follow the update in the future. I really bow down to you all. Chapter 41. That guy cheated me of my study method and ran away. After Dao Ying got home from get off work, she prepared the meal and waited for Zhang Yaoding to come back. However, she waited for a long time but no one showed up. Just when she was about to call to ask about the situation, she heard the door open. She looked in the direction of the sound and saw Zhang Yaoding walking in from outside with a stern face, accompanied by two girls. Xia is back? Ning Ning, find a place to sit by yourself, I'll add 2 more dishes. Unexpectedly, Zuning brought Zhang Bangsha back, which was good news. As a result, Zhang Yaoding said unhappily, don't cook for them, the 2 of them just came out of the hot pot restaurant. Then eat a little, it's still early, hot pot doesn't matter if you are full, it's just a matter of frying 2 dishes. Zhang Bangsha and Zuning stood there honestly, with their heads down. Zhang Yaoding said to Dao Ying, do you know what these 2 did? What? Zuning actually called that guy named Li Yang over to play with Xia. I think it's been so many days. According to Xia's personality, she should have missed her bed and the meals at home. How did she eat the meals in the cafeteria? It seems that she treats love as a dish. Dao Ying, Dad, we are reviewing, Zhang Bangsha couldn't help but retorted. Zhang Yaoding glared at her and said, say it again, it's reviewing, that's right. Sister Ning can testify. Zuning was really in trouble. At first, Zhang Bangsha was in a bad mood, but she felt better after Li Yang came. She took a big risk to let Li Yang come to see her during the day. As a result, this girl said that she saw that her father was having a hard time, and then sold her out. Alice, otherwise how can we say that you are a family? She said decisively, teacher, I'm sorry, I was soft-hearted. She decided to sell Zhang Bangsha out too. Zhang Bangsha immediately said, yes, I asked Sister Ning to do this, otherwise I would cry in front of her and Sister Ning would have no choice. Zuning, what side are you standing on when you say this? Suddenly, I made her unable to do anything, and I felt guilty that I really deserved to die. Zhang Yaoding was overwhelmed by what he heard, and said directly, one of you 2 is responsible. I will go to Teacher Li later and talk to that Li Yang in person. Zhang Bangsha was stunned and asked, Dad, you haven't talked to Li Yang yet. Zhang Yaoding said unhappily, how can I have time to find someone? The college entrance examination is coming soon, and I have a lot of things on my hands. Otherwise, if I knew about this at noon, I would have rushed over. How could I wait until now? He didn't even have time to talk to Dao Ying. Zhang Bangsha was blaming herself before, blaming herself for not telling her dad about it, and that Li Yang must have been warned again, but now it was like a bolt from the blue. Did Li Yang leave on his own initiative? Does he still have her as his master in his eyes? In the past half-month, she has told him all her tricks for solving problems for more than 10 years, and after receiving the true teachings, he immediately denied it? What's the difference between this and a disciple of the demon sect? No, this is Wu Xianqi's line. This traitor. Zhang Bangsha was really furious. In order to reduce the trouble for Li Yang, Zuning hurriedly said, Teacher, you don't have to go to Li Yang. He has already told Xia today that he will not come again in the future. What do you mean? Zhang Yaoding's first feeling was that Zuning was lying to him. Zhang Bangsha said angrily, that guy cheated me of my problem-solving method and ran away. During the meal, Dao Ying learned the whole story. How should I put it? It's a bit abstract. The reason why they didn't believe that the 2 were in a serious relationship at first was because the time was too short. In the last month of the college entrance examination, the student with the worst grades in the class suddenly said that he would study hard. And he happened to have similar interests with Zhang Bangsha? No matter how you look at it, it seems like a premeditated excuse by the 2. As a result, they are now stunned when they know the truth. Although it is still a one-sided story, at most it is Zuning's confession that he has a history of betrayal. But if Zhang Bangsha can make up such an outrageous reason, saying that Li Yang ran away after learning her tricks, it means that Zhang Bangsha has a problem with her brain. They would rather believe that Zhang Bangsha is in love than believe that her imagination can be so absurd. Therefore, this reason is very likely to be true. After all, reality is always more magical than fiction. After the 2 finished their meal, Zuning and Zhang Bangsha also finished their confession. Combined with Zhang Yaoding's words, Dao Ying felt very strange. Why did Li Yang suddenly say that he couldn't come? In theory, when a man makes abnormal behavior, It is either because he has not gained something or has something better. Is there anyone in number 1 middle school who knows more about science than Jiang Bangsha? No. But there must be someone who knows more about love than Jiang Bangsha. Jiang Bangsha knows nothing about love. In her eyes, writing a love letter is probably a groundbreaking event. Is it possible that Li Yang wanted to fall in love with her, but after a few days of getting along, he found out that she was a blockhead? Didn't understand at all? Then ran away? During the night self-study, Li Yang stayed in the dormitory and didn't go out. But Zuning called. I'm downstairs in your dormitory building. Xia has a few words to ask you. I have something too. A few minutes later, Li Yang came down. There was a light at the door of the dormitory building. In recent days, the school has basically not taken care of it, and many students don't go to night self-study. Outsiders and lights severely restricted Zuning's performance. Of course, she was also short of some wine today. After seeing Li Yang, she asked, Xia asked me to ask you, did you leave suddenly because you heard her tell her father about this? If so, she asked me to apologize to you, Li Yang. How to apologize? Zuning saw Li Yang's pretty face and always felt like she was not wearing any clothes. How to apologize? I should have brought 2 bottles of wine earlier. Did you really hear her conversation with her father? If it was true, everything would be explained. Li Yang said, no, I don't have the habit of listening to other people's phone calls. It's just that she's not in good condition, and I don't want to delay her any longer. She's obviously in good condition. Before Zuning left, Dao Ying also said something similar to her, saying that it would be better for Jiang Bangsha to go back so that she could adjust her condition. But she couldn't see that Jiang Bangsha was not adapting at all. The best state is to be in the most comfortable environment, surrounded by the most familiar people. There is a huge difference between Jiang Bangsha living at home and living with you. It is difficult to tell in a short time, but when she has to fight for every point in the college entrance examination, a small mistake may ruin more than 10 years of hard work. No matter how big the conflict between her and her family is, at least one thing is that home is definitely the most comfortable and adaptable environment for her, including daily food and daily habits, which can also allow her to return to her previous learning state. Is it that exaggerated? It will probably have an impact of 20 to 30 points. There may not be much change, but as long as there is a little probability, who is willing to gamble? That's right. What about you? What environment is the best state for you? Li Yang, he doesn't need a shitty state for the exam, he just copies the answers. But when it comes to state, it seems to be true. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42 Help Me Deliver the Love Letter. May 31st, Li Yang got the specific arrangement for the college entrance examination. Senior high school students will have a holiday on June 4th, go to the examination room on the 5th, and take the exam on the 7th and 8th. When his admission ticket came, Liu Dao distributed it in the class and asked everyone to check their admission tickets, but he didn't call him. Li Yang was too lazy to wait, so he sent a message to Liu Dao, old class teacher, I will go to the office to get the admission ticket later. There are only a few days left. I hope we can spend it in harmony. Liu Dao, who was in the office, received the message and the humiliation of a few days ago came to his head. I'm in harmony, he replied directly. Then, he couldn't send it. Damn, that grandson blocked his mobile number. Thinking that Li Yang would come soon, he stood up and prepared to leave the office. It was impossible to block Li Yang's admission ticket, and he had to distribute it when he went to the examination room. But these few days he had to make Li Yang's grandson anxious. He had never been scolded by anyone in all these years. As a result, as soon as he stood up, he saw Li Yang walking in from the door with a smile. Teacher, I'm here to get my admission ticket. Thank you for notifying me. Liu Dao's face was as ugly as if he had eaten shit. But there are so many teachers in the office. Can he just turn against Li Yang? What if this grandson scolds him in person? He didn't dare to tell anyone about the previous things. Would he still have shame if he told others? Now Li Yang's admission ticket is in his office drawer, and all the teachers know about it. After all, the school gave it to him today, and he hasn't gone home yet. What reason should he find to make this grandson anxious? But before he could think of an excuse, Li Yang's grandson directly opened the drawer and took his admission ticket. "Thank you, teacher." He was suddenly full of resentment and had no place to vent, so he asked with a cold face, "How dare you come to get the admission ticket? I thought you didn't want to take the college entrance examination." "Li Yang, how could that be? The registration fee has been paid. Wouldn't it be a pity not to go? With your grades, what's the point of going? You have been playing outside every day during this period, and your parents have been working in the sun and rain. Is it easy to earn some hard-earned money? How can you continue to play?" Li Yang smiled and said, "Teacher, you make more than 8,000 yuan a month. Don't you go out early and come back late? Speaking of it, you are still more hard-working. My parents make more than 20,000 yuan a month." After that, Li Yang left the office directly. Liu Dao has never met such a courageous student. After Li Yang left, a teacher in the office said, "Teacher Liu, is there such a wild student in your elite class?" Liu Dao sighed and said, "It's that Li Yang. He started to mess around after the class was divided. He dated girls from other classes all day and hung out with a group of young people from society. In the past 2.5 years, I don't know how many ways I have used to make him turn over a new leaf, but this guy just won't listen. In the last mock exam, he only scored about 400 points in total. I'm afraid he will be at the bottom of the list in the college entrance examination this time. Whoever has such a child will suffer a lot." "Who said it wasn't true? How is your Liu Meng recently?" "Liu Dao, not bad. She scored 580 in the 4 mock exams. It depends on whether she can work harder in the college entrance examination. She may have a little problem getting into a key school. She should have no problem getting into a key school. She's just a little nervous and absent-minded recently." Nervousness is a good thing. If you're not nervous about the college entrance examination and are too relaxed, you'll easily make mistakes. Who knows, Liu Meng might have an explosion in the college entrance examination this year. If she gets into a key school, you have to treat her to a meal, Liu Dao, that's for sure, not to mention the key points. Even if it is a first-tier or second-tier university, there will be dozens of tables. If there are no tables, where can I collect the money? If I pass the key exam, I will set up a table for the anniversary celebration. For 3 years in a row. After Li Yang got the admission ticket, he packed it up. This thing can be replaced if it is lost before the college entrance examination, but it will be too late if it is lost during the college entrance examination. Just after walking out of the office not far away, a voice came from behind Li Yang. He turned around and saw Zhang Bangsha standing there. His long black hair was slightly scattered on his shoulders. The warm-colored three-quarter skirt matched with white sneakers gave him an indescribable fresh temperament. Zhang Bangsha came to Li Yang hesitantly and asked, "Have you finished your review?" Li Yang smiled slightly. "I have finished my review. I did a set of comprehensive science test papers independently last night. At the end, I revised it myself and got 253 points. Zhang Bangsha opened her mouth in surprise. So amazing. Li Yang was not so strong before. 253 in comprehensive science, even in the elite class, is a very strong existence. There are less than 10 students in the class who can consistently score above 250 in comprehensive science. Li Yang, maybe you have done a lot of the questions. Even if some numbers are changed, the logic is the same. The test itself is about doing questions. What about your other subjects? Well, English is relatively simple. I can memorize words very quickly. Maybe Chinese is a little more complicated. After all, there are too many things to memorize. I have only memorized a little more than half of them so far. Zhang Bangsha, what kind of monster is this? In 20 days, have humans evolved to this point? Li Yang said confidently, Master Zhang, I think the original goal of 580 can be raised again, but I see that you are not in good condition recently. Do you want to lower your goal? Who knows, we may go to the same university by then. Zhang Bangsha felt the pressure from Li Yang. But she is the master in learning. So she gritted her teeth and said, if you raise it, then I will raise it too. I won't be worse than you, okay? Then I'll raise it by 20 points. I won't bully you. I'll raise it by 5 points. I'll get 600 points and you'll get 690 points. Whoever doesn't get it will lose. Zhang Bangsha gritted her teeth and said, okay, but if I win, you have to apologize to me. Li Yang, apologize for what? Of course he ran away suddenly. Apologize for your irresponsible behavior. Apologize for looking down on me. Li Yang laughed. Okay, if you win, I'll apologize to you in front of countless people on the street. That's not necessary. You'll lose face in front of so many people. Just apologize to me in private. What about me? What will Master Zhang say if I win? Zhang Bangsha, she didn't think she would lose. Although she was not sure she would get 690 points, it would be equally difficult for Li Yang to get 600 points. The two of them would be tied at most. But since it's a bet, there must be odds, so she said, "What do you think we should do?" Li Yang thought for a while. "How about this? If I win, it means there's a high probability that we can go to the same school, and then you can help me pass the love letters, and it will only be over when I find a girlfriend. If I don't find a girlfriend, you have to keep helping me pass them." Chapter 43, The pie of admission to Peking University and Tsinghua University filled her up. The two were not far from the teaching building, and Wu Xianqi, who had recently liberated himself because he didn't have to attend classes, had just returned from a stroll in the playground. He watched for a while not far away, and when Zhang Bangsha left, he ran to Li Yang the first time and said resentfully, "Friend Li, you deserve to die. You actually went to train with Zhang Bangsha, without experience or no experience. She was not here a few days ago, and you were not here a few days ago either. Did you two go to the dungeon together? You deserve to die. I saw that Zhang Bangsha was in a bad state for several days after she came back. Did you take all the benefits of the experience for yourself?" Li Yang, Wu Xianqi continued to ask, "Did you encounter any difficulties that tested your humanity? Did you encounter a giant python, and then smash the python's sack? You wouldn't be practicing dual cultivation with Zhang Bangsha, right, Li Yang? It's none of your business. Don't you dare fail to get 200 points in the college entrance examination? Then your family elders will beat you to death. Even if I get 750 points in the college entrance examination, it can't compare to my jealousy of you now. If I weren't from a famous and upright family, I would definitely beat you to death." Okay, play basketball by yourself. I have something to do," Wu Xianqi said hurriedly. "I saw Wang Manqi walking with another boy. It's none of my business." Then my aunt asked you to reply to her, "It's none of my business, Uncle Fuck. You're really spending a lot of money." After Li Yang returned to the dormitory, he opened QQ and saw a bunch of messages sent by Bai Qing today. During this period, he would take a look at the content sent by Bai Qing every day, but most of them were meaningless husband and the like. But today was different. She directly sent a song demo. He tried to listen to it. It was a completely different tune. It's not bad, after all. The tune of the hero song can be sung with Xia Feng's lyrics. It's hard to say whether the tune is good and the lyrics are not selected, or the lyrics are good and the tune is not selected. Hubby, I've worked hard for so long. Do you think it sounds good? It's mainly because my husband wrote the lyrics well. If there's a problem, it must be my problem. I didn't do it well, but I've worked hard for so many days anyway. Hubby, please give me a hug. Li Yang was ready to confront Bai Qing. His goal was to get the 200,000 yuan bonus. "Miss Bai, you don't have to be like this. I wanted to make money by selling songs at first, but obviously I don't have the ability. Those scattered lyrics are not worth a rich woman like you to worry about." Bai Qing seemed to have been staring at the phone, and immediately replied, "Everything about my husband is good. Even a strand of hair is my treasure." Li Yang, haha, you really want me to say something unpleasant, right? No matter how unpleasant the words my husband says, they are all sweet words to me. Fuck you. Put this energy on other men. No matter who they are, you would have hooked them into pout. What are you talking about, my husband? I don't quite understand. Do you want me to use my mouth? The next second, Bai Qing took a selfie and came over, licking her lower lip with the tip of her tongue. Li Yang, do you have any shame? Yes, my face is prepared for my husband. My husband can use it anytime, right? Fuck. Li Yang knew Bai Qing's personality too well, because he had really met a similar woman in his previous life. She is a great talker, but in fact, she is very cunning. From the moment she said something about 10 million, Li Yang knew that whoever flirted with this kind of woman would be trapped. When you are young and have capital, as long as you are willing to taste the saltiness of others, they may give you a taste of sweetness, but only maybe. Even if they really give you sweetness, there will definitely be no good ending in the end. There is a high probability that you will be squeezed dry and then abandoned. You need to have a shining point that continues to attract her. What kind of pure love is expected? She doesn't have this gene at all. Who the hell has shining points to attract her every day? As for not playing with feelings? That's great, you will be hung up, and there are 800 people who are hung up like you. If the boudoir of a rich lady is really that easy to enter, if she is not mentally ill, then there is only one possibility. She is a biochemical matrix. If you come out to sell, you have to charge 300 yuan, and if you are in love, you have to treat her to a 13 yuan spicy hot pot. So far, Li Yang has not paid a cent. To be honest with you, I added you on QQ not because Wu Xianqi said something but because I'm worried that you might regret the bonus from Peking University or Tsinghua University. As long as you don't regret it, everything will be fine. How could she regret what she promised her husband? Although I don't have much control over the company now, there will be no problem with these small matters. Once the admission notice from Peking University or Tsinghua University comes, I will ask the company to hold an award ceremony the next day, then I'll be relieved. Your husband is so concerned. You also want to take the exam for Peking University or Tsinghua University. I will definitely cheer you on. If you want encouragement, you can always find me. No need to cheer me up. I'll just give you some extra money when I really pass the exam. Woo. My husband is so amazing, not as stupid as me. If my husband passes the exam, I'll ask the company to give him 1 million. Really, Li Yang didn't expect there would be an unexpected surprise. The difference between 200,000 and 1 million is too big. Although it is not a loss for the company, on the one hand, this kind of reward can be tax deducted, and on the other hand, it will sign an endorsement agreement with Peking University and Tsinghua University students. That is, the company can use the relevant portraits and social information of Peking University and Tsinghua University students for marketing and advertising in the future. But those are worth at most tens of thousands of yuan, not to mention 1 million, and the rest are gifts from the company. If Bai Qing is really willing to give 1 million, Li Yang will definitely thank her. Of course it's true, I love my husband so much in the villa. Yang Shanshan saw Bai Qing's chat history and felt like she was going to vomit the overnight meal. Miss, what are you talking about with a high school student? Also, do you really believe that he can get into Peking University or Tsinghua University? Bai Qing said with a smile. I believe it. Why not? Anyway, I said that I would give it to him after he passes the exam if he doesn't. He doesn't have to. Then will you really give it to him if he passes? Bai Qing smiled even more happily. You should give it to him even more at that time. He has been admitted to Peking University or Tsinghua University. Can you imagine that a person who has been admitted to Peking University or Tsinghua University is very good at playing games, very handsome, and interested in music? He is full of buffs. He is not only my standard for choosing a spouse, but also my dream lover. Let alone 1 million, I will not give him a holiday even during his menstrual period. At that time, he is the man I will chase after even if I die. Bai Qing said it excitedly, but soon said disappointedly, but I have asked. His grades are very average, and he is likely to be a third-tier university. It doesn't matter if he doesn't pass the exam. I'm still waiting for him to come to me when he can't afford the tuition. She was actually disappointed just now. Maybe it was because Li Yang said that he would get into Peking University or Tsinghua University, which made her feel satisfied. Chapter 44 If the two of us join forces, we can definitely defeat Li Yang. Li Yang also knew the preconditions in Bai Qing's words. Whether he would get it or not, he had room for imagination. He still started to practice questions. The so-called 253 points in science and technology were a lie to Zhang Bangsha. He didn't have such ability now. 150 points was difficult. The biggest improvement during this period was in mathematics. If he was lucky, he might get 100 points. He has been exporting the impression of being hardworking and a genius. For example, his roommates knew it very well. Every time they came back, they were doing questions. Zhang Bangsha and Zhu Ning also knew that they studied for several hours without rest and did thousands of questions every day. With a few days left before the college entrance examination, he exported to Zhang Bangsha that he had the ability to get 250 points in science and technology. On the one hand, it was to stimulate Zhang Bangsha, and on the other hand, it was to pave the way for the college entrance examination. People are good at finding excuses. As long as you succeed, people will find ways to find advantages in you, not disadvantages. Li Yang just wants them to find something to do. Don't look for it and find that you can't find it, it will be nonsense. Because there was no desk in the dormitory, Li Yang always sat by the bed and put his review materials on the bench. The overall posture was very uncomfortable. When his roommates came back from self-study, They saw Li Yang doing questions as usual and were too embarrassed to speak. Even if they were not good students, they still respected everyone who loved to study in high school. Even Wu Xianqi would just yell at him, and if Li Yang didn't come out, he would never bother him. In high school, people around you will respect your studies. In college, people around you are afraid that you will learn well. When Li Yang saw them coming back, he put away his review materials, got up and stretched. After all, there was only 1 hour left before lights out. Everyone had to wash up during this time, and he couldn't let others get uncomfortable. Seeing him put away the information, someone immediately came over and said, "Li Yang, what you said before is so right. That woman is so aloof. I added her several times in a row, and I was blocked by a lot of people before I added her. When I chatted with her before, she was also indifferent. I tried my best to find quotes on the internet, and finally I could have a serious chat with her." Well, how was the chat? Li Yang was so happy to see this scene. It's the same as you said. After the chat started, I tried to be more explicit, but she pretended to be innocent at first. After I sent a few pictures, she couldn't pretend anymore. Even when I asked her to come out to play, she was still reluctant, saying that her family wouldn't let her have sex. She was still pretending to be someone who could come out all night in the middle of the night. Li Yang, yes, she was pretending, and she was doing it more. Damn, everyone knows that Liu Meng doesn't have the strength to enter the elite class at all. It was Liu Dao who made her sit at the same table with Zhang Bangxia for more than 2 years. It is equivalent to having all the teachers of all subjects by her side every day. Isn't it normal for her grades to improve? Even so, the class average score is 600, and she is only between 540 and 560, hovering in the bottom 10 as for the 580 in this mock exam. Who knows if Liu Dao deliberately told her a few difficult questions to give her some confidence in the college entrance examination. Just like that, he didn't think much of Zhang Bangxia's kindness, but reported her because of a cup of milk tea. It was just a fucking cup of milk tea, and it was bought by Wu Xianqi. How could it be said that he and Zhang Bangxia were in love? Damn it. Liu Dao, that bastard, couldn't call his own phone, so he called his parents. The atmosphere between him and his parents during this period has simply dropped to the freezing point. Buddy, if you succeed, I will definitely treat you to a big meal. Okay, take a shower and go to bed. As the college entrance examination is approaching, the roommates are even more excited. Because they don't have to go to morning reading, they can even play cards until after 7 in the morning, and don't even eat breakfast. Fortunately, Li Yang is young and falls asleep as soon as he falls down. A little noise has little effect on him. After waking up, he went to the cafeteria to have some breakfast first, and then went to the balcony to recite. People were playing cards inside and reciting outside, and everyone was even. "Husband, I changed into a new outfit today, don't you think it looks good?" After the college entrance examination, we can meet, right? Then I will hug my husband's arm and walk with him by the river. I am looking forward to it. By Qing's daily flirting. For Zhang Bangxia, she was really nervous after learning that Li Yang could do the comprehensive science test independently and get 253 points. It is not difficult to get such a high score in the comprehensive science test and a total score of 600. It is enough to get 120 in Chinese, 100 in English, and 130 in mathematics. She and Li Yang talked most about mathematics, but Li Yang said that he was very fast at reciting English words. The more she thought about it, the more she felt that she was cheated by Li Yang. She should have set a goal of 620 for this guy. So, she began to work hard to find a state. First do regular questions for 2 days, try to cover all the knowledge, and review them all, so as not to get no points in the regular questions of the college entrance examination. On the holiday on June 4th, most senior high school students will choose to relax and go out for fun. But she did questions at home, mainly some more complicated questions. For example, the question that Li Yang gave her before, she has not been able to solve it so far. Even though she already knows that she needs to use some beyond syllabus knowledge points, such as rounding functions and the like, she has no idea. New knowledge points are not so easy to handle. Her relationship with Dao Ying has been so-so these days. Dao Ying washed a plate of fruit and brought it in. She knew that Zhang Bangxia was reviewing today and did not go to work. Although looking at Zhu Ning's account is also important, it can never compare to Zhang Bangxia. Xia, do you want me to take you for a ride? The college entrance exam is coming up soon. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, Zhang Bangsha said immediately. No, Li Yang is studying hard. How can I be worse than him? He didn't have a good foundation before. It's normal for him to want to race against time now. Dao Ying and Zhang Yaoding now slowly figured out that the two were not in love at all. It was just that Li Yang was looking for someone to help him with the questions. Maybe there was some young love, but it was far from that exaggerated. Besides, the college entrance exam was only a few days away, and they couldn't make a big fuss and make Zhang Bangsha emotional. No, he just wants me to send him a love letter. Zhang Bangsha didn't think of hiding it from Dao Ying, and said directly, at the beginning, that guy told me that as long as I could score 685, he would work hard to get 580. As a result, I found out a few days ago that the guy could already do the comprehensive science test independently and got 253 points. Then he said that if I couldn't get 690 and he got 600, he would let me send him a love letter in college. I didn't feel anything at first, but now the more I think about it, the more I feel like I'm doomed to fail. Dao Ying was shocked. Although the bet between teenagers seems childish, it's not bad. She was shocked by Li Yang. His grades improved so fast. 600 points is almost a key line. From the last in the class to the key line? It's a bit exaggerated. But seeing Zhang Bangsha so serious, she felt that it was not a bad thing. Maybe this bet can stimulate Zhang Bangsha's potential. Xia, how about I accompany you to review together? The two of us together can definitely beat Li Yang. Chapter 45. The students I teach are in the senior high school teaching building. Although Li Liqin and Wang Qiping had no hope for their son, they couldn't help but call Li Yang as the college entrance examination was approaching. It happened that they were pouring concrete today, so they could take a half-day break. Yang, how have you been eating recently? The college entrance examination is coming soon, and you must take it seriously, Li Liqin said on the side. Write if you can, leave it blank if you can't, and take a nap if you feel sleepy. It doesn't matter how many points you get in the exam, but you must not tire yourself out. Li Yang on the other end of the phone was speechless. His father was definitely good at being sarcastic. He said, Mom and Dad, I have been studying hard during this period, and I will definitely do my best in the college entrance examination. As soon as he said this, Li Liqin, who was sarcastic before, couldn't be annoyed. Has this kid changed his personality? Since the beginning of the second semester of high school, he has never said a word about studying hard. Wang Qiping also felt very dreamy on the side. During this period, Liu Dao called them a lot, saying that Li Yang did not respect teachers and skipped classes. A few days ago, he came to the office and said that his family was rich and the teacher did not need to care about him. The two heard Li Yang say that he wanted to study some time ago, but before they took it seriously, Liu Dao called them back. But when Wang Qiping heard it again today, even if she didn't believe it, she felt much better, so she asked, do you want your mother to go back and cook for you for 2 days? You have to eat better for the college entrance examination. You can't eat in the cafeteria anymore. Li Yang, no, it's too much trouble for you to go back and forth. If I don't get a good score, I will be sorry for your 2 meals. I can do it myself. Li Liqin, Wang Qiping, when did this son of a bitch become so sensible? In the past, even if I broke the feather duster, I couldn't say such a thing. No one can understand the helplessness that Li Yang brought to them. Mom and Dad, I have to go read books. There are only 2 days left. If I try harder, I might be able to score 2 more points. Okay. Li Liqin and Wang Qiping felt that their son had suddenly become so unfamiliar. Did the ancestors show their power? Liqin, why don't we go back? Li Liqin asked back, how do we go back? We have to work early tomorrow morning, and we have to work for 3.5 days in a row. By the time we finish the work, he will have finished the college entrance examination. Besides, can we really believe what this kid says? Wang Qiping was very entangled. Her son's college entrance examination is as important as his marriage. Without his parents around, she always feels that she owes her son. She thought for a while and said, why don't we find 2 helpers and try to finish the work in 3 days? We will take a car back on the night of the 7th. After Yang finishes the exam, we will take him out for dinner before leaving. Li Liqin frowned. This will be more tiring. The original half-day rest time will be gone, and we will have to be in the car the whole time. At that time, he would have to rush to the construction site, which was equivalent to working intensively for 8 days. But in the end, he still said, okay, go and book a train ticket. At this time, Li Yang was studying Chinese. There are 150 points that do not have standard answers, such as 60 points for Chinese composition and 25 points for English composition. If you want to keep the score, you must first ensure that the Chinese composition does not go off topic. He really has never seen a composition. Generally, there are restrictions on the genre of the composition, such as argumentative essays and narrative essays. There is no standard answer for these 150 points. He strives to get more than 90 points, so that he can reserve a certain margin of error for comprehensive science and mathematics. After all, some biology questions require drawing pictures, and each picture is very different. It is difficult for him to believe that he can remember it correctly. In theory, it is not difficult to get 90 points out of these 150 points, but it is also impossible to resist self-destruction and carelessness. He does not want his parents to come back. It takes 11 hours to take a train back and forth. With his parents' thriftiness, they will definitely not buy a sleeper. There is no other benefit except tossing, and you can't convince the two now. 4 guys in the dormitory went to the internet cafe to stay up all night, and Li Yang stayed quietly all night. The next morning, he took his admission ticket and walked to Jiangchang No. 2 Middle School. His examination room is here, so he has to come here in advance to familiarize himself with it, so as not to be too unfamiliar with everything on the day. The main reason is that he doesn't know No. 2 Middle School and is afraid of taking the wrong road and wasting time. Zhang Bangsha is in the examination room of this school, so the two have no intersection in the college entrance examination. When looking at the examination room, I met Wang Manqi, and there was a boy next to her. Wang Manqi really knows how to easily fascinate others, without paying anything, and let others be willing to be a dog. After all, she is a beautiful woman with a great figure. Not refusing itself will leave people with enough reverie. Li Yang pretended not to see her, and her eyes did not stay on Li Yang for more than 3 seconds. After looking at the examination room, when Li Yang was about to go back, a voice came from behind. Li Yang, this is a serious voice. Looking back, he is also a serious person. Teacher Zhu, what a coincidence. I remember you are not the class teacher, right? Generally, the class teacher leads the team to check the examination room, and Zuning is just a subject teacher. Subject teachers do not have the subsidy of the class teacher, so they usually do not help the class teacher easily. Zuning came over with a smile and said, the class teacher of one of the classes I teach is busy and can't leave, so the task of leading the team at the No. 2 Middle School examination room is handed over to me. Which building are you in? It's the Senior 3 teaching building at the entrance. The layout of No. 2 Middle School is different from that of No. 1 Middle School, and the students are in the Senior 3 when they enter the school. Zuning immediately said, that's perfect. Most of the students I lead the team are also from this building. Do you want to take our car back together during the 2 days of the college entrance examination? The 2 schools are 3 kilometers apart. Students either live in the dormitory or rent a house near the school, and have to go back to it at noon. Of course, parents who care about their children will come to accompany them in person, and even book a hotel at the school gate to rest and eat at noon. No, I'm too lazy to go back to the dormitory at noon, so I'll just have a meal at the restaurant at the entrance of No. 2 Middle School. He didn't need to go back and forth, and he didn't need to take a lunch break. From 30-something to 18, the contrast is very obvious. 30-somethings obviously feel limited in energy, but 18-year-olds are full of energy. He falls asleep as soon as he lies down, and is energetic all day long. This is his current portrayal. Zuning immediately said, how can this be possible? I promised Xia to take good care of you. How about this? I'll be at the exit of the Senior 3 teaching building. I'll bring you lunch at noon, and after the exam in the afternoon, I'll invite you alone. No need to do that. Li Yang was about to refuse, but Zuning suddenly picked up the phone and said, okay, I'll be there right away. Then she put away the phone and said to Li Yang, it's settled. I'll be waiting for you at this location the day after tomorrow. Don't forget it. As she spoke, she walked into the school. Li Yang saw her walk to the faraway Senior 2 teaching building and collect the admission tickets of a group of students. Is this where the students he led are in the Senior 3 teaching building? Chapter 46. What if this question is asked in the college entrance examination and he can't answer it? Zuning's account has made money recently. Because of the financing quota, he made about 60 points in the past 9 trading days, which is 120,000. After the market opened today, it rose by a few points, and Li Yang directly cleared all his positions. This stock will be sideways for about a month, and the total amplitude is within 10 points. He decided to switch positions to other stocks. Although the top 10 monster stocks have either not been listed or have not started the market, the entire market has become agitated. Just find a low-valued stock and you can get at least 20 to 30 points in a month. This is really a good time to pick up money everywhere. If you have some understanding of the stock market, even if you buy junk stocks, you can still hype them up in the middle and late stages. The basic guarantee is 80% of the floating profit, and there are many stocks that double. For example, Maute is now 120, and it will rise to nearly 300 next year. In this round of bull market, liquor is one of the most junk stocks. The reason is the impact of plasticizers in liquor in 2013, which has plunged the entire liquor sector into a bottomless abyss. Even such a rubbish sector can have such a big market, not to mention other sectors. For example, the semiconductor sector has basically doubled. Price-earnings ratio or something? It doesn't exist. Value investment or something? It doesn't exist. The current total market value of A shares is only 25 trillion yuan. When the bull market comes, the daily trading volume will be maintained at trillions for a long time. Of the total market value of 25 trillion yuan, 12 trillion yuan is restricted. The market is roughly equivalent to a daily trading volume of 2.5 trillion yuan in 2023. Basically, active chips are changing hands every day, and a large amount of funds will rush in every day. It's a bit like the ancient times that countless people miss in the immortal novels. Damn, he was led astray by Wu Xianqi. Leaving number 2 middle school, you can feel the coming and going of people in the county town, which is extremely busy. The college entrance examination is more important to parents than getting married. Traditional concepts tell parents that they should expect their children to become talents and start a family for their children. Therefore, many couples have obviously broken up their relationship a long time ago, and for the sake of their children's college entrance examination, they will choose to accommodate and tolerate for a period of time. If the 2 months after Valentine's Day is the busiest time for hospitals to perform abortions, then the month after the college entrance examination is the busiest time for divorces at the Civil Affairs Bureau. Li Yang is always grateful to his parents. Even though he is unruly, a fool, and a stubborn person, they have never given up on him. He said he would open a second account, but he never opened a second account until he was in his 30s. While walking on the road, someone suddenly patted him on the shoulder, and then said with a smile, "Friendly Dao, do you want to play basketball, Li Yang?" Why is Wu Xianqi also in the examination room of number 2 middle school? He angrily knocked away the hand on his shoulder and said, "Fellow Taoist Wu, I'm not saying anything bad about you. The college entrance examination is coming soon. Even if you pretend, your family elders will feel better, right?" Wu Xianqi nodded, "Yes, but I've been admitted." "Ah. When did it happen?" "I was admitted in April." The college entrance examination is just a process, Li Yang. Self-enrollment. Wu Xianqi, what else? Didn't I tell you a long time ago? Have you lost your memory, Li Yang? He really forgot about it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have told you what would happen if Wu Xianqi couldn't get 200 points. If you think about it carefully, Wu Xianqi's father doesn't have the ability to take the college entrance examination. Even if he has a wide network of education-related people, no one would do such a thing. All the procedures are unified. The only difference is that the school has a higher right to decide on the self-enrollment side. He is also a sports student, so he has more room for maneuver. Wu Xianqi asked from the side, "Brother Li, what's wrong with you?" "I'm jealous." "Fuck, you're jealous for nothing. For that crappy exam, I was stuffed into training camp for half a year, and I was almost worn out. You're not as good as me. You spend every day with your girlfriend. By the way, I've always had a question for you." "What's the question?" "Did you really practice dual cultivation with my aunt, Li Yang?" Why does this guy care so much about this? He was asking before his rebirth, and after his rebirth, he asked Wang Manqi, Zhang Bangsha, and now Bai Qing. Go ask your aunt yourself. After saying that, he strode forward and shook off the guy. It's not that he doesn't want to play basketball, but his personality must be maintained. If he can't even fool Wu Xianqi, how can he fool others? Hey Brother Li, can I tell you something else? Wu Xianqi caught up. What else? Hurry up and tell me. I have to go back to study. Wu Xianqi was a little embarrassed and scratched his head. Can we talk about our own things from now on? I call you uncle in front of my aunt, and I call you Li Daoyao on weekdays." Li Yang was convinced. How could Bai Qing be so coquettish that Wu Shianqi could believe her so much? From his tone, it can be seen that he was half believing and half doubting about the incident between Wang Manqi and Zhang Bangsha. But Bai Qing seemed to be certain about this matter. "If you don't say anything, I will take it as your consent." "Hey," Li Yang didn't even turn his head and continued to pay attention to Wu Shianqi. "I don't know why this guy is so persistent." As soon as he returned to the dormitory and took out his mobile phone, he saw the message sent by Zhang Bangsha. "I already know the problem you gave me before. The problem-solving process is a bit complicated, but it is still quite representative in the assessment of probability knowledge points. I will send you the problem-solving process, most of which are the deduction of some processes, which involve some knowledge points beyond the syllabus." Afterwards, Li Yang received several photos, which were densely packed with a problem-solving process. The problem-solving process itself was not that troublesome, but Zhang Bangsha summarized all the knowledge points together so that Li Yang could understand. This was a big project, more tiring than doing a set of test papers. No teacher could explain a problem so carefully, which was basically equivalent to feeding it directly into his mouth. What Li Yang gave was not the original question, but a modified one. The original question was about a teacher taking students on a spring outing, but he changed it to company team building. There were also some changes in the number of people, but it did not affect the derivation of the results or the entire problem-solving process. He did not read the process and directly replied, "This kind of out-of-syllabus question will definitely not be tested, so I won't look at it." Soon, Zhang Bangsha replied, "Whatever." At this time, Zhang Bangsha, who was at home, gritted his teeth. Li Yang, this guy, worked hard for more than an hour to organize this difficult problem into something easy to understand, and then send it to him. As a result, he said he didn't want to look at it. Dao Ying said, "Xia, you and he are competitors, why do you still spend so much effort to explain the questions to him? The less he knows, the better it will be for you, right?" She was watching the whole process, and Zhang Bangsha didn't think of hiding it from her. She could feel that Zhang Bangsha was particularly concerned about Li Yang, but the college entrance examination was coming up, so she would wait until it was over. Besides, from yesterday to today, she and Zhang Bangsha had been getting along very well, and it was impossible for her to ruin the atmosphere at this time. Zhang Bangsha said seriously, "Although we are competitors, I also want to compete fairly, and he asked me about this question. What if he can't do it in the college entrance examination? Wouldn't he blame me for hiding my shortcomings from him? He won't be willing to lose, thanks to the three bosses, 161,14,204,720,023, for their rewards, and thanks to the brothers and sisters who voted for the monthly ticket." 3. Greek letter epsilon. Chapter 47 Fake College Entrance Examination. Li Yang would not miss the last math question. There were too many points to spare. At most, he would find one or two questions with lower scores. Among the 600 points for which the answers had been determined, he would only give 2 or 3 points. If he could not find a suitable one, he would not give any points. After all, he had to leave enough room for error for other types of questions. On the night of June 6, Zhang Bangsha sent a message to Li Yang. "The knowledge points of that question are very comprehensive. If you don't look at that question, don't blame me for not competing with you fairly. Although my mother has told me a lot of other things, you haven't asked those questions, so it doesn't count as me not teaching you." When Li Yang saw this message, he knew that Zhang Bangsha had adjusted his state. He replied, "After this period of seclusion, I am now confident that I can surpass you." Zhang Bangsha, what do you mean? Surpass me, huh? Zhang Bangsha, what do you mean? June 7, 8:59 a.m. In the examination room of the Senior 3 teaching building of No. 2 Middle School, Li Yang ushered in the first subject of the college entrance examination, Chinese. After receiving the test paper, he took a look at the question as soon as possible. If the questions were wrong, it would be a waste of time. He would definitely not pass the Chinese test. After all, if he was asked to write down many classical Chinese texts, he might not even be able to write the characters. His writing ability had long been deteriorating. Even though he had improved his writing ability a little this month, the Chinese characters involved were very limited. Compositions didn't matter, he could actively avoid them. For those classical Chinese texts that were considered easy to get points for normal people, he had a lot of typos. Soon, he breathed a sigh of relief. The questions were right. All the efforts were not in vain. He filled in his personal information, checked it, and started answering the questions when the bell rang. The examination room was monitored, so he honestly maintained a normal answering speed. He could answer faster, but he couldn't write the answers right away. The composition was quite nonsense. The topic was not very clear, but fortunately there was no limit on the genre. Li Yang strictly followed Zhang Bangsha's teachings and started with a self-compiled celebrity quote that was close to the topic. He felt that as long as he didn't go off topic, even if his handwriting was a little ugly, he should be able to get between 40 and 50 points. This was equivalent to completing half of the task, and there was no pressure at all. His English was not very good, but it was not bad either, and he had no problem writing an essay. After finishing all the questions half an hour in advance, he checked them carefully. Except for the reading comprehension and essay, he didn't know how many points he could get, but there was no problem with the rest. Judging from the content, he felt that he could get around 120 in Chinese. Satisfied, he waited for the afternoon math test with peace of mind. The bell for handing in the papers rang, and all the students stood up under the urgent tone of the invigilator. Time is up, everyone stop writing, and if you don't stop writing, you will be treated as cheating. A few minutes later, Li Yang picked up his mobile phone on the table at the entrance of the examination room and walked out. He didn't have a teacher to lead the team, and he was conceited that he had lost his admission ticket. Liu Dao would not kindly remind him, and even the class leader in number 2 middle school had not taken the initiative to find him. It was probably Liu Dao who hinted. Just after walking out of the senior high school building, he heard someone calling him. Li Yang, over here. He looked over and found that it was indeed Zuning. She was serious. At this time, Zuning was holding a thermos bucket in her hand, holding it with one hand, and handed it to him. You go eat next to me first, I will come to you after I collect the admission ticket. As she spoke, she pointed to the side of the school corridor, where a row of tables and chairs had been set up, and many parents came with meals to wait for their children. When I was a student, I was really hungry. I was fighting hunger almost every day. I ate a lot for breakfast, but I was hungry in just 3 or 4 hours. It's not like entering society, and I have never heard of breakfast. I only eat lunch because my stomach has worked hard for so many years, otherwise I have to fill it with half a bottle of beer to let it experience what it means that alcohol is the essence of grain. Teacher Zhu, are you serious? Zuning smiled faintly. What else? Are you going to play a trick with me? Li Yang, the thermos bucket is close at hand. Although the sealing effect is very strong, but damn. Why is the food inside so fragrant? It's not a good thing to let Zuning hold it all the time, so he took it decisively. After the thermos was in his hands, the fragrance became stronger. I can't stand it anymore, let's eat first. Li Yang found an empty seat, sat down and opened the thermos. Compared with the pig food he had eaten in the cafeteria these days, this meal was definitely unprecedentedly sumptuous. Although the amount of each dish was not large, there were many dishes. There were 3 meat dishes, 1 vegetable dish and 1 soup, a total of 5 dishes. Judging from the glossiness of the oil on the surface of the dishes and the heat emitted, it was estimated that it would take no more than 10 minutes to be out of the pot, a perfect freshly made meal. He evened out some of the rice, then only took out 2 dishes, and kept the rest in the thermos. About 10 minutes later, Zuning had already collected the admission tickets of the students she led. When she turned her head to look at Li Yang, she found that Li Yang had finished the rice. Not a grain of rice was left. She came over, opened the thermos, took out all the food inside, and said, "It's all for you, eat some more, aren't you hungry?" Zuning's temperament really looks like that of a good wife and mother. It looks like that even when drunk, but it looks like someone else's. Zuning, I've already finished eating. This is specially for, she leaned close to Li Yang's ear and whispered, it's for the sponsor. Eating is supposed to replenish nutrition, but Li Yang almost hurt his body. Zuning was watching him with a smile beside him. After he finished eating, she asked about the Chinese test paper. Li Yang talked about the topic, and then talked to Zuning about his intention. In the end, he got Zuning's affirmation that he didn't go off topic. If he didn't go off topic and the genre was not limited, Li Yang could even imagine getting more than 45 points. 50 points is not impossible. Finally, Li Yang was asked if he needed to take a lunch break. If it was inconvenient to go back to the dormitory, he could find a remote place. Zuning was willing to lend him her legs. The question was that there was no remote place. The toilets in number 2 middle school don't hide people. At 2:30 in the afternoon, Li Yang started waiting under the teaching building. After 10 minutes, they began to line up at the entrance of the examination room one after another. The math test was his focus for scoring. After seeing the test paper, he breathed a sigh of relief again. For the college entrance examination, he only had 4 breaths to breathe, and nothing else mattered. These 4 breaths were almost equivalent to half a life. If he did well in the test, he would have successfully restarted. If he did not do well in the test, it would not be considered a failure, but many things would become more difficult. In the examination room of number 1 middle school, Zhang Bangsha was doing the questions seriously. Similarly, math questions were her first choice for scoring points. She only dared to estimate her score for the Chinese test to be around 125, at most 135. If she could not get a high score in math, it would be too difficult to get 690 overall. As she went deeper into the questions, an hour and a half later, she saw the last big question. After she finished reading the questions, she was stunned. It turned out that the questions were beyond the syllabus. Damn, Li Yang, did he really not read it? When I really took the test, the steps to solve the questions were exactly the same. Chapter 48: The Real College Entrance Examination. After the math test, Li Yang just got his phone and saw the message Zhang Bangsha sent a few seconds ago. Tell me quickly, did you read that question? After leaving the classroom, Li Yang replied as he walked down the stairs, I read it. Although I didn't understand it very well, I made up a lot of nonsense. What's your final result? 413, haha, you are so lucky that you can even get it right. Li Yang, Zhang Bangsha seems to be happier than him. At this time, although Zhang Bangsha's movements are reserved, his excitement can no longer be concealed. Dao Ying, who had been waiting outside the test center, saw Zhang Bangsha come out, reached out and touched Zhang Bangsha's head, and then pulled her to her side. After all, there were too many people. She asked, are you so happy because you did well in the test? Zhang Bangsha whispered, the last question was really tested, it's the one that requires the knowledge point of integer function. Dao Ying was shocked. The difficulty of that question was not low. If it was put in the college entrance examination, even if an entry point was given, it would be difficult to solve the whole problem. Li Yang said he didn't look at the questions, but he actually looked at them. This shows that he doesn't have that much confidence. Zhang Bangsha was talking to herself. Dao Ying was not concerned about this problem, but if most people couldn't solve this problem, then it would be a huge benefit for Zhang Bangsha. That type of question would not be taught in any high school, and the teacher might not even mention it. Although there was a relevant introduction in the textbook, it was just a sentence. No teacher would spend a lot of time explaining questions that had not appeared in the college entrance examination for decades. The workload of that system was not small. Even if the first question of the last question was relatively simple, the second question could open up a gap of 8 points. For Zhang Bangsha, 8 points was not a small number. If other subjects performed normally, Zhang Bangsha might really be able to break through with the advantage of this question. Zhang Bangsha had never broken through 680 in midterms, finals, or mock exams. Generally speaking, the college entrance examination would be a little easier, and her grades were constantly improving, so many people would place their hopes on her. Li Yang was stopped by Zuning. After Zuning collected the admission ticket of the students she was responsible for, she took him to a restaurant. The cost of living in a small county town is not high. You can have a full meal in the cafeteria for 5 yuan. Even the small stir-fried dishes outside the school usually cost 6 or 7 yuan. But everything changed when you leave the school. Perhaps it is the same all over the world, especially in big cities where the disparity is more obvious. Teacher Zhu, are you living a normal life? You order so much? Aren't you afraid that I will eat up your salary? Zuning said with a smile, isn't there someone who pays me? This month's salary is gone, just bear with it, next month will come soon. Why do you trust me so much? Because I saw the account, huh? It doesn't show that someone has logged in. What do you think? The current app market is not perfect. Basically, all accounts cannot be logged in on multiple devices. Once Zuning logs in, Li Yang's account will be kicked offline. It will be fine in 2 years. The real terminal era is already on the way. Zuning didn't hide it anymore. After all, Dao Ying hadn't told her about the account situation for several days, and she probably didn't check it anymore. I know someone at the securities company. Li Yang was stunned for a moment. Someone who can check the account should have a high position. So he said, "You have such a relationship, why didn't you tell me earlier?" "Ah. What do you want to do? I'll give you a copy of my father's ID card in 2 days, and help me open an account." Li Yang had no choice. He was less than 18 years old. He originally wanted to wait a month or trick his father into opening it. Now it's different. Zuning has a relationship. With a copy of the ID card, he can get the process done. Zuning hesitated a little, and Li Yang hurriedly said, "It won't affect your salary in the future." Zuning immediately relaxed and promised, "No problem, I will definitely help you." At this time, the food was served, and Li Yang didn't pretend to be hypocritical and started eating. Zuning was watching from the side. She could see that Li Yang had a big appetite at noon, and everything he ate tasted delicious. Halfway through the meal, it was a little hot, so Li Yang rolled up the sides of his short sleeves, revealing his young and powerful biceps. When Li Yang came to his senses, he found Zuning looking at him with a dazed look in her eyes, and immediately asked, "Did you drink secretly?" Zuning immediately lowered her head and started eating. As for where her mind was drifting, no one knew. June 8th. The comprehensive science test in the morning made Li Yang breathe a sigh of relief for the third time. "I had a good rest in the dormitory last night. Those guys didn't play cards. I also called my mother for a while to ask about my exam room and meals." Outside the exam room, Li Liqin and Wang Qiping rushed over, each carrying a canvas bag. They got off the train station and went straight to the number 2 middle school exam room. Both of them had hard seats. Wang Qiping sat on the train for more than 10 hours, but Li Liqin didn't care so much and went under the hard seat to sleep for a few hours. Both of them had frost on their faces, and they didn't even have time to clean themselves up. They simply put on a relatively clean piece of clothing and came back. There were many parents nearby, but the area for the leading teachers seemed much more spacious because of the fence. Li Liqin squeezed directly to the fence and asked a woman, "Girl, when will the students in the number 2 middle school exam room finish their exams?" Zuning turned around and took a look, and immediately explained, "There are still more than 10 minutes left. You two just came back from outside? I'll move a chair for you to rest for a while." She felt a heavy emotion from Li Liqin and Wang Qiping. The parents present were either glamorous or comfortable. She only saw busyness in Li Liqin and Wang Qiping. Li Liqin grinned and said, "That's great." Zuning handed over 2 plastic stools. Li Liqin gave one to Wang Qiping. After sitting down, he let out a long breath, as if his whole body was relaxed. Li Liqin looked at Zuning and continued to ask, "Girl, are you also waiting for a child? It doesn't look like it. You are much younger than others, and you are very delicate, like a teacher." Wang Qiping on the side said unhappily. "People are not allowed to get married early and take good care of themselves. Do you think they are the same as us? We are not bad either. Everyone said that I was a famous handsome young man in the area, now I am a black commodity." It's no wonder that Wang Qiping would be suspicious, because Zuning was holding a thermos bucket in her hand. Zuning immediately explained, "Uncle and aunt, actually I am a teacher. The food in my hand is for my younger brother. His parents are not here. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49 Abstract Family. For Li Yang, the scores are the fake college entrance examination, and the real college entrance examination is life. Apart from the college entrance examination, he can't change his life in a short time. Of course, he also has the idea of going to college. After all, he didn't go to college in his previous life. When he was on a blind date, others would say, "You haven't been to any university, so what?" After the comprehensive science test, it was more like a life salvation for him. The next English, even if the test paper is completely changed, with his English ability, it is not a big problem to pass the test. As long as English passes, the key line will definitely be stable. This college entrance examination is like playing landlord. He has a total of 4 hands. The first hand is a straight from 5 to A, the second hand is a pair of 2, the third hand is a king bomb, and the fourth hand is just a small 3. The second hand is actually stable. Even if others have bombs, it will only affect his income a little bit. The third hand is a complete conclusion and maximizes the benefits. Even if the fourth hand is a small 3, it will not have any impact on the final outcome. Check personal information, and finally pinch your thigh to make sure that all this is true. Hand in the paper. Go away. After he left the senior high school building, he headed straight for the exit. He knew without thinking that today's lunch was very rich. From a distance, he saw Zhu Ning's thermos bucket, because compared to others, hers was particularly large. Zhu Ning also saw him, and immediately raised her hand to hold the iron door. The food prepared today was a little more than yesterday, and it seemed a little heavy. Li Yang felt that Zhu Ning was definitely addicted to holding the door. Just as he was about to speak, he saw the old couple behind him. Li Liqin and Wang Qiping locked their eyes on the exit, as if they were afraid of missing any students. Zhu Ning saw Li Yang striding over, and when she was about to hand over the thermos bucket, she found that Li Yang directly passed her and came behind her. Then, she saw Li Yang came to the middle-aged couple, stretched out his arm, put one hand on one person's shoulder, and showed an innocent smile on his face. Mom and Dad, why are you back? Wang Qiping and Li Liqin were both confused. Why is this kid a little bit wrong? They had never thought that Li Yang was so tall. Li Liqin was only 175 centimeters tall, and Wang Qiping was only 160 centimeters tall. When her son hugged her shoulders, she suddenly realized that her son had grown so tall. Family affection has always been implicit. Except for when children are young, parents will ask, "Do you love me?" When they grow up a little, such words have a certain sense of shame, and it is difficult for adults and children to say them. For Li Liqin and Wang Qiping, it is even worse. What about hugs? They have never had them before. Today, Li Yang came up and hugged the old couple, which made them quite uncomfortable. But they felt indescribably comfortable. They were both ready, and their son quietly winked at them and asked them to meet at another place. After all, they really didn't have time to clean themselves. Although they were not too dirty, their hair was messy, and their clothes had been in the construction site for a long time. Even if they didn't wear these two sets of clothes to work, they still looked out of place outside. They didn't care. But the self-esteem of teenagers did. Well, if I did poorly on the test, it doesn't matter what the grades are. For the old couple, they really can't find anything else to care about, so they care about academic performance. I just wanted to come back to see how you are eating. It's fine. Teacher Zhu brought me lunch. Hey, where's Teacher Zhu? Li Yang just remembered that Zhu Ning was next to him, but now he turned around and found that Zhu Ning was gone. What teacher brought you lunch? Li Liqin didn't understand. Li Yang immediately explained, it was a teacher in my first year of high school. She knew I was in the examination room of number 2 middle school, and she happened to be leading the team here, so she brought me lunch at noon. I just saw her carrying a thermos bucket here. Is it the thin one? Yes. Zhu Ning became the retrograde at this time. Because the students were all going out, she was going in. When Li Yang called out Mom and Dad, she was extremely embarrassed and even wanted to escape. It's not possible to go out. There are more people outside, and she has to collect the students' admission tickets. She could only walk inside, using the crowd to block Li Yang's vision. Even though Li Yang's vision was very high, she was short, only 164 centimeters tall, and could not be found in the crowd. Why did he say that she was sending food to her brother for no reason? 10 minutes later, she collected the students' admission tickets. At this time, most of the students had left the campus. Standing inside the campus, it suddenly became empty. She turned around and prepared to find a place to eat. As a result, she saw Li Yang carrying a canvas bag in one hand, with his parents standing on both sides, looking at her with a smile. Li Yang said, "Sister, my parents said they want to treat you to a meal. Let's go together." Li Yang felt that this matter was very abstract. Because during the meal, her parents were very proactive, which made Zhu Ning embarrassed. After asking a lot of questions about Zhu Ning's family situation and learning that Zhu Ning became an orphan when she was very young, the two of them expressed regret and sympathy on the surface. In fact, during the meal, the corners of their mouths could hardly be suppressed. After dinner, Li Yang saw the tiredness in his parents' eyes, so he said, "Mom and Dad, my sister opened a hotel in front of the school. How about you go and have a nap first?" "Zhu Ning, is there a hotel?" "How could I not know? If there is a hotel, who knows?" Li Liqin waved his hand and said, "What do we have to do?" "Why don't you take a nap?" Li Yang hurriedly said, "I don't have the habit of taking a nap at all. I wake up for the exam and my mind is confused." My sister prepared this place specifically for you two old people. How can she be so nice to me on weekdays? Zuning, Wang Qiping said with a straight face. Nonsense, your sister treats you well. Look at the food she prepared for you. It's hard to find a second one in the world. You are just not satisfied, Li Yang. Wang Qiping's address was so natural, as if there was no transition at all. Zuning really got involved. She was in a trance and found that she seemed to have become a member of this family. The process was very abstract, just because she said, I am delivering food to my brother. She said, Godfather and Godmother, this is specially booked for you two. It's just right to go now. The billing has already started. Li Yang, Li Licken didn't drink at noon, but he narrowed his eyes and smiled. Wang Qiping understood. Li Yang said, Mom and Dad, my sister's kindness is really wasted if you don't go. Let's go now, Godsister, seems not bad. Chapter 50. It's all their hard-earned money. The room Zuning booked was very nice. It was not a street-side inn that cost 40 or 50 yuan. It was clean and spacious. After bringing the two elders here, it was almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Li Yang and Zuning found an excuse to leave so that the old couple could take a bath and have a good sleep. After leaving, the two slowly walked towards number 2 middle school. Li Yang asked, Teacher Zhu, you change your mind so quickly. In our hometown, if you don't give 2,000 yuan, don't expect people to change their mind. This is the price for collecting godsons and goddaughters. If it is the change fee for marrying a wife, the minimum is 10,000 yuan. Zuning said expectantly, Aren't you going to pay me next month? Li Yang felt that her eyelashes were smiling. Li Yang asked back, How can a brother pay his sister's salary? Let's talk about each other. Zuning didn't feel that she was at a disadvantage. Originally, delivering meals to Li Yang was part of her business. After all, 5,000 yuan a month was not for nothing. She was short of family affection. It was given for free, so why not take it? Arriving at number 2 middle school, the two found a cool place to stay for a while, mainly to make room for the two elders to rest. As there was still an hour before the exam, Zuning suddenly said, By the way, I'll treat you to dinner. What do my parents like to eat? They like a lot of things. Li Yang could tell from this incident that his parents really loved their child, and they probably weren't lying to themselves by opening a second child. It's just that they don't dare to think about it because of the pressure of life and their own incompetence. They are probably afraid that they will go crazy if they have another child. Looking at their current appearance, just because Zuning mentioned his younger brother and he made a joke, the old couple just acquiesced. All abstractions come from thoughts deep in their bones. For example, Zuning asked, Li Yang, according to my mom, you can eat anything except the bench legs, really? Don't you have any taboos? I don't eat anything that tastes bad. But you've already spent a lot of money, so let my parents pay for dinner. Zuning, why not you? Li Yang helplessly, Sister, I'm a student. Have you ever seen a student treat his parents to a meal? Aren't all my money theirs? After a while, Li Yang suddenly thought of something, and immediately took out his phone and sent a voice message to his mother. Mom, I have to go to the school after the exam today. I guess I'll be back at 7 o'clock. You guys sleep a little longer, and then I will go to find you together. He forgot to say it before leaving, fearing that his parents would get up at 5 o'clock and start working. They have a train at 11 o'clock at night, and they have to go to the construction site to work directly at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is also the last time. After all, he just finished the college entrance examination, and Li Yang still doesn't have enough evidence to convince his parents. He said that he did well in the exam, but someone has to believe it. It will be almost done in a dozen days. Zuning said on the side, I'm fine. I have to go back to school. What are you going to do after the exam? Of course I'm packing my things. I have to move out of the dormitory tomorrow and find a place to live. Zuning smiled. Don't you want to stay with me? No, if you are under 18 years old. You need to be accompanied by your parents. Zuning, the queue started at 2:40. At 2:55, I entered the examination room. At 3 o'clock, the last English test of the college entrance examination officially began. For Li Yang, the college entrance examination was over after filing in his personal information. There were no accidents. It ended at 5:30, he left the examination room, and took a minibus back to number 1 middle school with Zuning. He sent a voice message to his mother on the way, but he didn't get a reply, which means that the two of them were indeed asleep. Li Yang returned to the dormitory, which was empty. You don't need to think about it to know that the guys in the dormitory must have gone to the internet cafe to have fun. They are all bad and love to play. He is not bad but also loves to play. Li Yang, let's check the answers. Zheng Bangshi's message came immediately. Li Yang replied, you can estimate the scores tomorrow. Why are you in such a hurry? Then shall we go out and play? My parents are back, and I have to have dinner with them tonight. Oh, that's right. How about going to school together tomorrow? I'm afraid that Liu Dao will beat me up. Of course, it may also be that I beat him up. Then after the score estimation in the morning, can we have lunch together? Honey, the exam is over. Honey, you've worked hard. Can I treat you to dinner tonight? I'm wearing a beautiful dress today. Li Dao. It's unreasonable if you don't play basketball with me today. Come quickly. The first court on the south side of number 1 middle school, the college entrance examination is over. And many of the things that were previously restrained burst out at this moment. But Li Yang rejected them all with just one reason. His parents are back. He doesn't have much to pack, just some textbooks and a few clothes. He doesn't have a wash basin, a water bottle, or anything like that. There's only one basin in the whole dormitory, and whoever takes a bath can use it. In winter, people just shower with cold water without frowning. At nearly 7 o'clock, Li Yang called Zuning and they went to the hotel together. Li Liqin and Wang Qiping had already gotten up. Li Yang found that they even bought a new set of clothes. Zuning was shocked. When they arrived at the place to eat, she was even more surprised. They went directly to a very good restaurant in the county and even booked a private room. Godfather and godmother, are there any other guests tonight? Zuning asked, feeling that it was a bit too grand. Before Wang Qiping could speak, Li Yang said, aren't you the most important? According to the custom of our family, we must set up a table to recognize a goddaughter. If it weren't for the lack of time, I would definitely go home and ask a special chef to come and cook dozens of tables. But it doesn't matter. I'll do it together when I get into college. Right, Mom. Wang Qiping rolled her eyes. It's hopeless to expect you to get into a good university. It's better to expect Ningning to bring a student from Tsinghua or Peking University. Zuning didn't expect the Li family to attach so much importance to her. She went to buy clothes, booked a private room, and prepared a large table of dishes that 4 people couldn't finish. Even though Li Liqin and Li Yang were both big eaters, they only managed to eat more than half of the nearly 20 dishes. In the end, Wang Qiping even gave her a red envelope. Just by the touch, she knew there was a lot of money in it. At that moment, her eyes were a little wet. It was obviously just a joke. Who would take her joke seriously? Facts have proved that some people would. Ningning, godmother has work to do here, and we have to go to the train station later. I originally wanted to buy you 2 sets of clothes, but I don't know what size you wear. I'll give you some money first, and you can buy them yourself. After we go back to our hometown during the Chinese New Year, we will invite relatives and friends to come and give you a serious show. It was already past 9 o'clock, and for the 11 o'clock train, it was time to say goodbye. Wang Qiping held Zuning's hand and expressed her feelings for a while. Li Yang didn't feel anything when he watched from the side, but Zuning's tears fell directly. Li Yang couldn't bear the sentimental scene and went outside directly. As luck would have it, Li Liqin couldn't stand it either. Li Liqin said as he smoked a cigarette, originally, it would have been enough to just give the money. I don't know why you have to talk so much about it. Li Yang chuckled and asked, Dad, how much did you give? Is there any for me, you? If you can get into a second-tier university, I'll give you all the money at home. Just prepare to repeat your studies, and stop wandering around in the county. We're not at home, so you have to listen to your sister in the future, so I have to do whatever she tells me to do. What else? About 20 minutes passed, and Li Liqin had smoked 3 cigarettes in a row before Zuning came out holding Wang Qiping's hand, her eyes still a little red. They went to the hotel to pick up their luggage, and even changed out of their new clothes for Li Yang to take back home, and then took a taxi to the train station. Li Yang and Zuning saw the 2 elders off hand in hand. After the 2 elders left, Li Yang said, Teacher Zhu, how much red envelope did my mother give? Let's divide it. No, it's all mine. Hey, that's my parents' hard-earned money, and you just cheated it away by calling them godfather and godmother. But I heard from some teachers that someone was talking nonsense in the office, saying that it's easy for his parents to make money. I just can't stand Liu Dao's hypocritical look. The next second, Zuning took out a room card. He muttered, my parents are gone, the room can't be wasted, it's all their hard-earned money. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.